Okay. Both of these questions are about practice. The second question is a bit the theoretical, but also about practice. So the first question. Many teachers say that in the practice of metta, it is important to first work for yourself, to send metta to yourself, to ourself properly. That is, we should dedicate a separate long period of practice to direct metta to ourselves, maybe several days or maybe several weeks or months. In this regard, many additional questions arise. It is really that important to send the method to ourselves in this way? And what is the criterion that I have finished the working with myself and can move on to a spiritual friend and so on? And so I would like to hear your comments in this. Is this really such an important component in the practice of metta? And let me translate first.
Okay.
Первый вопрос о практике метты. Я позволил его немножко переформулировать так, чтобы звучало более литературно, скажем так. Многие учителя говорят, что в практике метты важно сначала как следует проработать себя, то есть посвятить отдельный период в практике, чтобы направлять метту на себя. В связи с этим возникает много дополнительных вопросов. Действительно ли это так важно? Что является критерием того, что я закончил работу с собой и можно, наконец, переходить к духовному другу и так далее? Хотелось бы услышать ваши комментарии по этому поводу. Действительно ли это такой важный компонент в практике метты? Okay.
So please tell, like, if we have, we can give.
Oh.
We can give, no? Hello?
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
you hear?
right. If we have, we can
like,
give. Okay.
We can give, no? So if you have some water, we can give somebody, no? If you have some food, we can give, no? But if we don't have some water, how to give? Even if they ask, how can we give, right? So
Right.
likewise, in our mind, first we have to build those qualities. But it's true, like the metta meditation starts from the external being object of a person, actually, no? We take a person, human being. So actually the meditation starts, but in the starting point, we should try to cultivate the opposite of anger, hatred, or jealousy. All these categories come, or stinginess also, for that matter. Lobha isa, lobha machari, lobha, even remorse. All these hatred, all these come into the category of anger. That's the best thing about Paramattha, or even we can call it Buddhism, because with all these branching out, they narrow the Buddha, no, for sure. Like he narrowed it, and it's just one category of dosa. So very easy. So there are branches, no, for example, like jealousy associated with anger, stinginess associated with anger, not greed, stinginess, macharya. Like if you ask for something, I say, no, this is mine, no. So that is also, we think it's greedy, but I also thought it was greedy. But it's actually associated. I don't like you touching my things. No, I don't like you. I cannot give you anything. No, I'm still, no, I don't like you using my things, we say. So likewise, that is also not greed. Actually, it's associated with dosa, anger, and remorse, kukucha, dosa kukucha. And there's pure dosa also, like maybe for no reason, there are reasons, sorry, like maybe for the climate, or your foot gets stuck to something, no, a stone or a root or something, or just the anger without jealousy and all, they just arise. Huh? So in us, we should build the opposite of dosa, which is adosa. So that is one key reason we start like all these meditations, no? Like all these, like especially the Brahma Vihara, not all, like Brahma Vihara. There are many reasons because we start from ourselves. Let's go to those things. But please tell this, Oleg.
Прежде всего надо сказать, что в практике, ну, сначала начать с того, что мы можем давать что-либо только в том случае, если мы это имеем, да, то есть мы можем дать воду только если она у нас есть и так далее. И, соответственно, мы и в практике метты можем что-либо кому-либо отдавать в том случае, если у нас это качество есть. И мы поэтому начинаем, и вообще, собственно, суть практики меты заключается в том, чтобы культивировать, взращивать состояние противоположное гневу, да, доса. Ну, надо тут иметь в виду, что доса на самом деле очень многоразличные такие э, виды приобретает в нашей жизни. Это не только, собственно, гнев, это и страх, и отторжение, и там просто даже когда мы вроде говорим о жадности, да, но есть такая разновидность жадности, когда вот мы, например, просто охраняем свои вещи, чтобы их никто не трогал, да, и вот когда кто-то приближается, мы гневаемся, да. То есть это на самом деле не вполне жадность, а это доса, разновидность досы и прочие такие моменты. Есть, конечно, чистая доса вообще без всяких причин. То есть мы там споткнулись обо что-то, ударились о стол, скажем, какой-нибудь, о ножку стола и разозлились на него, да. Это вот чистая доса такая, да. Вот. И вот всем этим состояниям мы как бы выстраиваем противовес адоса. То есть состояние противоположное этому. Конечно, есть множество вот в связи с этим причин для того, чтобы начинать с самих себя в практике, да. Это как бы первая часть того, что хотел сказать Бханте. Мгм. Окей.
And please tell, like the body is a tool. We know very well, and body, or we call ourselves, no? So it is something we know for at least this life. We know for a very long time. So with that, even the Buddha in many meditations, for example, especially the Brahma Viharas, no, or 32 body parts, no, many things. He let's go to the more deeper ones later. But he start using with this, no, even Satipatthanas, it starts with Kaya Anupassana, no. So it's something we know for a very long time. So that is another reason we start here with us. Okay.
Мгм. И далее, тело — это наш инструмент, и мы очень привязаны к телу, да. Изначально у нас большое количество как бы вот нездоровых состояний связано именно с телом. И, соответственно, очень многие практики начальные, базовые, там такие, как там 32 части тела, например, они связаны с телом. И брахмавихары, они тоже не исключение, они тоже начинаются как бы с того, что мы, ну, привыкли считать собой, то есть, в принципе, вот с нашим собственным телом как таковым, да, то есть мы посылаем как бы эту мету вот этому существу, которое мы привыкли считать собой, и это и одновременно телом, да, то есть вот по сути мы в каком-то смысле тоже работаем с телом в этом плане. Мгм.
And like in many meditations, people have to start from where they are. For example, if somebody says like, how to say about Nibbana, no, like it's there's nothing in there. So you focus on that. but we would catch something as nothing also, right? Huh? So uh, because we are in like ego and all the self and everything, me, my, so usually a lot of meditations start from that point of view, that place where they stand, where they are, no? And a person with the view of self and all, or sakkaya ditthi, or putujana, they need some solid factor to start upon. Otherwise, they won't believe, right? Uh, For example, the Buddha statue, of course, uh, uh, now modern days and after Buddha passed away, they are symbols. Each part of so some people ask why Buddha have like head hair, no, like long, and why he has like a uh, pagoda on his head, right? Huh? So these were different according to his the signs of his body. And not only that, I cannot remember everything, but for example, like his feet, the right foot is upon the left foot. uh, so that significance, like he came beyond how to say the worldly, like the jhanas, no, uh, or ishi methods. He came beyond that. So different different postures, the hand gesture, even his long ears, no, the nose like wisdom, and then the ears significance like he had heard so much. And then finally, I cannot remember everything. Sorry, I cannot lie. So each part, and then the artists, they started using this, and that's why each statue is different, no, from it. And usually they are like the artists, no. But real people who can even remember Buddha says nothing is like that. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful, not like the one that is like in the how to say Bodh Gaya even. Real people, because in Buddha Nusati and all, when you keep doing it, the real people who have seen in a some maybe a past Buddha also, not just, it doesn't have to be Gautama Buddha, but the image really starts coming, but with the concentration, and then they can really see it, and it's nothing like whatever we have now.
Mhm.
So these are like the artist also. Usually it's like the artist also bit, but actually they are symbols. And finally, just like the pagodas and everything, the last part significance nibbana. So pagodas, everything builds up from the platform, then the concentration, maybe four noble truths, eightfold path, there were eight circles in past, and finally the gemstone that was uh, focused up towards the sky, which was like a indication, or so people used to bow and pay homage and do all offerings to that. And some had relics also, no. So so even Buddha's statue was built like that. So if somebody was supposed to say like, oh, this is nibbana, there's nothing, no, without showing an image of a Buddha. Oh, no, because we have that, no, this is my father, this is my mother, this is my brother, no, and this is I am who I am, no. So if we show blank space and say this is your father, this is your mother, this is your, no, or five khandas or anything, they would don't know what to choose from, no, and they'll catch that also as a thing. eh. So so in a for a person to start, or even later on also, they don't disrespect that, no, because they don't say no, this is something not true, or they don't try to push it away. But then they would know more the factors, no, like properly, these are for these reasons, no. And what happens is like the people need a place to start. uh, so we talk about the historical Buddha, no, and there was a person, no, and then this was his life, and these were his followers, and all these things we make up along with our life, or where we stand. So like that in metta meditation also, people need a place to start. Uh, so the best place, and the best place to start with is here, because this is the place that everything starts, and then this is the place that everything ends, no, even
Mhm.
if they know it or not.
Mhm. Окей.
Okay.
Далее. Мы все начинаем ну, как бы практически все начинаем с довольно низкого уровня, да, низкого уровня понимания. Мы, как правило, начинаем с того, что мы вообще-то путуджана, да, то есть это, ну, мирские люди, которые понимают мир, жизнь по-мирскому, и себя тоже понимают по-мирскому, и отождествляют себя именно вот с телом, да, то есть вот сакая дитхи, то есть это я воззрение, да, отождествление со всеми вот этими вот явлениями, которые а, составляют наш опыт, и в основном это тело, телесное, да. Вот. Ну, очень простое такое понимание. Ну, вот он я, да, вот мои родственники и так далее. То есть, поэтому это аналогично тому, вот как, допустим, если обычному человеку сказать со стороны, так сказать, что надо медитировать на нирване, он как бы вообще не сможет понять, а на чем именно-то, собственно, медитировать, да. Поэтому необходимы ему какие-то конкретные образы. Поэтому существуют, например, статуи Будды, да, или ступы, скажем, да, вот статуи Будды, они реально не имеют никакого отношения к тому, как выглядел Будда вообще. Это чистая символика, там вот эти вот, там шишечка на голове, там она символизирует достижение нирваны. Это, по сути, как ступа, да, вот она такой же формы, это как бы маленькая ступа на макушке. Вот, и там, и прочие там положения рук у статуи тоже имеют значение. И там уши такие эти удлиненные, они тоже имеют значение, потому что как бы Будда, ну, божественный слух, да, то есть он слышит ну, то, что не слышно обычным ухом и так далее. В общем, вот эти статуи, они чисто символические, но они понятны для людей. Это конкретные статуи. То есть те люди, которые там, тот же вот Бханте Майтрея, он рассказывал, что он видел Будду в одной из прошлых жизней, и когда его спросили, как он выглядел на самом деле, есть ли изображения, похожие на него, он сказал, нет никаких таких изображений, он на самом деле был другой. Вот, он был, ну, прекрасен, да, как человек, но статуи, разные изображения вообще на него не похожи. То есть мы начинаем с чего-то, вообще не имеющего отношения, по сути, к реальности, но зато понятного, да, понятных вещей. И, соответственно, самая понятная, самая близкая вещь, если брать вот, практику метты, это мы сами, да, вот он я, да, вот я, как я себя понимаю, так вот я себя и беру для практики. Вот, то есть мы поэтому начинаем вот с этого самого понятного места в практике. Мгм. Окей.
And please tell Oleg, like in many suttas, no, like many places we see the Karaniya Sutta, no, or Metta Sutta. So this makes a person a better person, no. If it was an angry person, a hateful person, no. So just like anything, even if you before you go to the depths, like this turns without them knowing, or no, without them knowing, or with knowing. This turns them into a better person. So if it was like a hateful
You
person or
mean,
angry person,
sorry, you mean this meta?
uh, yeah, practicing metta to yourself first. It
Okay.
makes a person okay. Maybe if they were angry for a long time, or there are characters, no, like they are always angry, or like they carry some hatred or something like that, or they get frustrated or annoyed by little things, or even anxiety like things, no, they are associated with anger, no. Modern day they call it anxiety. So any of these, so then it gradually starts to reduce in that person also. Then even for the outer world, or in that person's attitude and actions and speech and everything, it starts changing. So there in all of this, like we see in the suttas and other meditations, or karuna, mudita, upekka, no, all this, even anapana, all this, no, there is a process that makes this person a better person. I'll tell you why also. This it there's a we don't feel it sometimes. But there is a transformation that happens. So this part of focusing on ourselves first is a very key thing, because there is it's not just, oh, some people say, oh, why this increases the self. No, I also thought like this before. I was asking why, if this dharma before long time ago, like I was thinking like, if this is for like non-self, why are they saying, may I be happy, may I be peaceful? No, it will may boost your ego. No, but it's, if you are like a hateful person, angry person, like a devil, no, that's worse, right? It's worse than even the ego level also goes down, no, to lower grades. You are not even a human who has ego. No? You are like a devil, no? Who's angry all the time. So, so actually, we try to become a better person, or we feel, or we try to at least try to create it. So that is also another important factor in many meditations, and even in the suttas. No, there's a gradual process that shows, like in Karani Sutta, also, for example, you can see like these are the qualities, and then only they go to the depths of it. No, one by one, and then finally finish it off with enlightenment. So usually that is the case.
Мгм, мгм. И также мы из текстов можем видеть, что практика метты и в том числе направление к себе, с направлением к себе, метты, она, безусловно, делает человека лучше. Она, безусловно, наполняет его благими качествами. Хотя, казалось бы, вроде бы, так человек может подумать, что если я сижу и, так сказать, продуцирую такие мысли типа «пусть я буду счастлив» и так далее, я как будто бы раздуваю свое эго. Вот, но это не так, это совершенно не так. На самом деле эго раздувается гневом, эго раздувается нездоровыми состояниями, да. А, Доса вот во всех ее проявлениях. Вот это то, что питает эго, понимаете? Если мы продуцируем мысли меты даже по отношению к себе, то мы, наоборот, уменьшаем эго, уменьшаем эгоцентричность, уменьшаем яшность. Это на самом деле практически работает. И Банте сказал, что он чуть попозже объяснит, почему это происходит. Мгм.
And this works like we are lighting a candle in a dark room. So it's very easy, like you don't need all this like many things to fill up the room with light, and the darkness just disappears. So likewise, the candle starts from where it is, right? And the best thing is like you can see the concentration of light very nearest to the candle actually. So we say like, and more brighter it gets, even if you like bring a more powerful light, no, very very powerful, no, more powerful, no, maybe a torch light, flashlight, beam light, no. Happens is still the concentration of the light is focused around that. Okay, it can go further and further, and with the light increases, no. But the concentration of light is actually uh, within that, or nearest to that. So likewise, actually, through these practices and all, uh, it is, though we use external object, uh, it is here, or with the purification and all these things, uh, just like when the light increases, it can spread more. That's true. But further it goes, it reduces and reduces, and it has its limit, right? But more it gets more and more powerful, the nearest to that light source becomes more and more powerful. So likewise, the person who's become through metta or any meditation for that matter, become more pure in the heart or the mind, uh, here it gets more cleansed, powerful, uh, and pure.
Мгм.
So that's
Мгм.
another idea. So actually the thing is we are trying to clear here. Now,
Мгм.
For example, if you take somebody of the same gender and all, and maybe this person is an enlightened being, right? And say some big teacher we take, and then we focus on this. So this person may be anagami or arahanta. So though we say he or she does uh, uh, be free from anger, maybe they don't even need it, right? Surely, no, because they are free forever. But it is for us. It is to cleanse our mind. But still, the journey starts from here,
Мгм.
from our hearts, and that external object helps us.
Мгм. Мгм. А, Это похоже на то, как если бы свеча горела в темной комнате, да, мы когда заходим в темную комнату, ну, как бы мы сразу не можем оказаться около свечи, она где-то там в дальнем углу, но мы видим, что все освещено, мы даже саму свечу не видим, допустим, она как бы загороженная. Вот, но какой-то свет мы видим. И мы постепенно приближаемся к этой свече, и свет становится все ярче. Потом мы видим уже саму свечу, она яркая, она совсем яркая горит, да, и так далее. И там уже совсем около нее и светло, и тепло, так сказать. Вот, и схожим образом мы, когда начинаем практику, мы тоже должны вот как бы начать с того места, где мы находимся, да, с дальнего конца, с наиболее доступного, понятного объекта, с нас самих, например, да, и начать работать именно с ним. И мы в любом случае в практике метода наполняем светом себя, да, то есть здесь же не идет речь о том, что мы там пытаемся кого-то изменить таким образом. То есть мы же в качестве духовного друга можем взять араханта, да, скажем. Уж точно у него нет ни гнева, ничего, да. Вот, то есть в формуле меты есть пожелание, чтобы этот человек был свободен от гнева, да. Вот. А, мы все равно это произносим. Почему? Да потому что на самом деле это про нас. То есть мы сами тем самым очищаемся от гнева. Мы сами, воспроизводя вот этот образ, мы как бы перенимаем его и сами становимся образом, то есть сами становимся, да, то есть сами приходим в состояние ума свободное от гнева. И таким образом как бы приближаемся все больше вот к этой свече. Но начинаем мы вот с дальнего конца комнаты, так сказать, да, повторюсь, с нас самих. Мгм. Окей.
So please tell, just like that example of the jigsaw puzzle. Uh, like a father brought a jigsaw puzzle, like you fix these small pieces.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
you fix, no, like you break. So the father, one father, he brought like a puzzle, no, for a child, and it was a puzzle of a world. So usually they are made properly, no. So as the world. So, but it's difficult, no? If you break it and try to fix, you should know very well. But this child was very smart, no, or clever, or wise, no. So he or she saw at the back there was a small figure of a man or a human. So it's what he did was like it's difficult, no, to make a whole world. So this child, what he did, he started making, he turned it the other side and start making the man's figure. And then he made the man's figure properly, and when he turned it around, the world was fixed. So likewise, what happens is like when you start fixing here, everything around us also. So actually, the focal point is here of the person.
Мгм. Мгм.
Okay.
Мгм. Э, Тут также можно такую аналогию привести, что вот как если бы отец принес сыну или там дочери а, пазл, на котором изображен мир, карта мира, да, и нужно собрать вот этот пазл, карту мира, но ребенок хитрый, значит, он или она увидели, что на обратной стороне вот этого пазла изображение человека. И изображение человека, соответственно, собрать проще, да, потому что карту мира как бы, ну, еще надо узнать, как она выглядит. Вот, и поэтому этот ребенок собрал изображение человека, потом перевернул этот пазл, и вот тебе, пожалуйста, карта мира. И схожим образом мы, а, работая как бы с собой, с самими собими, мы достигаем вот таких глобальных целей, что вплоть до просветления мы продвигаемся, да, просто очищая свой ум, достигая вот таких вот добрых состояний по отношению к себе, прежде всего, да, начиная с себя. Мгм.
And
Окей.
please, still there are some huge changes that happens. Though we say this is concentration meditation, and but there are some big changes also that happens. Huh? For example, just like other meditations also, uh, from the moment like we can stay with the object, there are many positive things that happen. You are more focused, you are more confident. So this is all related to the person, and you are more alert, awake, uh, not caught up in any other kind of like these five hindrances or anything. Your mind slowly reduces from the delusion. You are not so caught up in anger or even greed for that matter, because you can stay in some focal point. Then later, of course, this also can lead up to jhana. And that is not a small thing, no? Though it's worldly, it is we are going beyond the sensual realm mind frames. uh, to come from Kamavachara. First, we are trying to focus on Kamavachara Kusala, and then we are going to Rupavachara, no? But the jhanas are Rupavachara. Then what happens is the mind becomes more elevated, more pure. So we can go up to the third jhana even. Even before that, even if you nothing happens, you feel very comfortable, very peaceful, comfortable in the sense like it is you feel even if you don't know so many things about metta meditation and all, you just keep those words going on, uh, like a mantra or just saying it in the mind, no? Everything starts cooling down. You feel like not only from outside, from inside also, it's like some like how to say, if you are in a hot day or something, like to pour water, you cools down the body, but it's not from outside, from inside also it feels like some smooth oil or something, like it's not oil or anything like that, but it seems like it's cooling down, and you feel very happy. And then not only that, you start seeing things differently. This just it's not just one thing, no? We say okay, this is others and all, but you feel more compassion or not, or you see uh, actually with loving kindness, because those are is the main problem, no? So even what you see, what you hear, what you taste even, it starts feeling better. The anger and the aversion, and I cannot eat this, no? What is this dirt, no? Uh, I cannot, no, I'm fed up of this, no? All this kind of mind frames start changing. uh. So then later, when you slowly start reaching the concept, when like vitaka, vichara, priti, sukha, ekagata comes, no? There are like huge differences that happen. This person for the better, for like in a positive way, and this person really likes to stay with those things which are not so stressful, no, which are peaceful. And when they master it, what happens is like uh, anytime they can just go in. It's like you have this safe place, no, you can just go in anytime. Uh, so then when we slowly like gradually build it up, there's a stage like all the differentiations start crumbling and breaking down. We call Sima Samveda, or we can say breaking the boundaries. So not only this person whom we have a lot of respect, later we take even 10 each, like we take a person who is dear to us, who's close to us, and then we take a person who is neutral, and then finally we take a person who maybe we don't like, no, we dislike, or we had some how to say confrontation or anything with this person, no. But the thing is, even if you have some concentration, or actually we with the person whom we have a lot of respect, we build it up to the highest level, then we go to the next, then we go to the next, like that, no. Then later what happens is the same kind of, if you had concentration, the same, or usually it's the jhana. This is a good way of knowing your mind, because you have practiced and you know this very well now, no. Then either first jhana, second jhana, or third jhana, then what happens is, for the person who is dear to you or close to you also, the same amount of concentration arises. The mind doesn't fall into loba. And then the neutral person also, whom did we don't even mind, no, we don't say we don't like him or we don't dislike him, no, he or she, anybody, but the same kind of concentration arises, either first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, up to that, no. And the best part is, the person whom we dislike for some reason, maybe we hated, no, we could have killed this person, huh? So but the same kind of concern, that means it's gone, right? And you are free. You, even if it's something like childhood trauma or something, or somebody did some horrible thing to that, actually what you, to build that concentration, you have really removed all that baggage. uh, Others you cannot, right? This will haunt you and taunt you, no. So what happens is, like, this person really removes. So actually it's a big cure for all this kind of psychological problems also. We say childhood trauma, no, and all these things. So but we start with that, but later on, if you build it to the person who have a lot of respect to, surely you can bring it up to the other ones also. Okay.
Мгм. Итак, мы, когда начинаем эту практику, мы как бы начинаем с очень простых вещей, да. То есть это даже просто вот прежде чем мы способны будем удерживать внимание на объекте, какое бы то там ни было короткое время, а, это уже очень много благотворных вещей происходит. То есть мы очищаемся от множества помраченных состояний к тому времени. И м, прежде чем там у нас будет реализована витака, вичара, да, то есть мы уже проделали огромный путь. Потом появляется, развивается пити и сука, и нам становится приятно находиться с этим объектом. В данном случае это пожелание, да, пожелание уже, скорее всего, к этому времени уже духовному другу. И после этого у нас развивается сосредоточение и развивается джановое состояние. Когда мы переходим в джановое состояние, мы, по сути, преодолеваем вообще рамки обычного состояния ума, чувственного состояния ума, да. И это уже совсем-совсем другое состояние. Это не просто там какое-то приятное состояние. Это состояние, меняющее как бы то, как мы видим этот мир. То есть это состояние, ну, как бы сказать, а, вот все обычные состояния, любые, даже самые вроде бы возвышенные, которые нам знакомы, это камавачар, состояние, относящееся вот к сфере чувственных желаний. А чана — это рупа авачара, это уже качественно другая сфера. И, соответственно, если мы достигаем этого состояния, то у нас начинает очень качественно, резко отваливаться загрязнение. При дальнейшей практике, при преодолении барьеров, так называемых, мы рассматриваем разные категории людей, да. Там сначала это такие же люди, которых мы можем назвать духовными благими друзьями, там потом близкие, потом нейтральные люди, и потом даже те, которые были нам неприятны. И мы по отношению ко всем этим людям испытываем те же состояния сосредоточения вплоть до третьей джаны. То есть у нас настолько меняется восприятие мира кардинально, радикально, что доса просто уходит навсегда. И, ну, понимаете, да, то есть высшее состояние сосредоточения, джаны, поглощения, благие абсолютно, мы испытываем даже через пожелания метты по отношению к тем людям, которые раньше нам казались неприятны. То есть доса преодолена вот на таком очень глубоком уровне. Окей.
And in a way, like it shows, like for example, if a person builds the jhana, no, so it shows a way like these are called the Brahma Viharas. So uh, so compared to the human realm, not I'm not talking about the Arahantas or the Arya enlightened beings, but in a normal, normal means like a Putujana, no? Like if you say a Putujana human, Pitujana Deva, Putujana Brahma. So actually the Brahma world, if you take in a worldly sense, it's more pure, no? They only have the eye sense and the ear sense. They don't need the nose sense, the tongue or the body sense even, because they have no use for that. uh. So not that they don't have nose or mouth or anything like that, but the sense faculty, they don't need
Мгм.
the Rupi Brahmas, the Rupi Brahma.
Мгм.
So in a way, so a person can have uh, experience of a Brahma, uh, if they go through this. One is the Metta Jhana. In another way, this is in a worldly sense, and that is quite a bit of purity. Not a quite a bit, it's a good, no, in a worldly sense. But definitely we have to go for enlightenment, no, and make, because that is also temporary, but it's for many kappas, no. If you have the jhanas and if you're born in the Brahma world and all, it will be many kappas, no, aeons of time. And another way, according to Karaniya Sutta and all, it shows, no, especially the last verse, uh, Naija to Gabbaseya. That means Anagam. I never come back to sleep in a mother's womb. Gabbaseya, no, not only mother, any kind of being for that matter, no. It could be an animal mother even, right? But usually it's referred to human, no? So, Naija to Gabbaseya, never come back to sleep in a womb. So that means a non-returner, anagam. So we can know and have a little bit of experience in the worldly way. How peaceful it must be totally if we eradicate anger from the mind. In a worldly sense, we can know how Brahma would live, no? And then beyond the world or Lokuttara sense, we can have a idea how peaceful, how calm, how free Anagami must be. But we just can think of, but through that experience of concentration or even jhana that arises from, because they are free for that time period from anger, no. That's how these metta jhanas and all they arise, no. So but in a way we can see like, oh, this is in a worldly sense, uh, one of the purest levels is the Brahma world. And if you have the jhanas, suddenly if you die also, a person can be born if they are not, just like in the sutta, no? They
Mhm.
say, like, if you Brahma loko hoti, like, if you don't become enlightened, you will be, or if you if you are not an anagami for that matter, still you can be born as a uh, Brahma who was sotapanna or sakadagami, and then you can finish it off there, right? Finish the suffering from there. But surely, like anagami, they don't come to these places, and then they have their own room, no, Shuddhavasa. So in a way, we can get the idea of how peaceful. It's not anagami, for sure. But we can have how peaceful it must be, so that will encourage us to go further and totally eradicate, because in anagami, sakadagami, it is said like 50% is eradicated of, of the greedy side and the anger side, kamaraga, patiga, kamaraga, patiga. And then 100% is gone of kamaraga, patiga, uh, from in anagami.
Mhm.
So that is another benefit. So actually, that's why we start from here, and that's another benefit and all we'll get for the person or the mind here, which we
Mhm.
call self and all.
Мгм. Ну и, соответственно, вот эта практика, она нас ведет, во-первых, к мирским благим состояниям. В принципе, джаны соответствуют состоянию брахма, брахмалоки, да. То есть, ну, это как бы мирянин, он тоже может переродиться в брахмалоке, просто в мирах как бы ну, как сказать, не предназначенных для ариев, для благородных личностей, но тем не менее это брахмалока. Вот, это очень благое перерождение, очень долгая жизнь и так далее. Это как минимум. Но если мы почитаем Коране Метта Суту, например, там в конце говорится, что человек, который идет этим путем, он может достичь, вообще говоря, такого состояния, когда он больше никогда не переродится в утробе, а это означает состояние анагами. То есть это третья стадия пробуждения из 4, да, то есть это вот прям буквально останется один маленький шаг к окончательному пробуждению, и он будет обязательно сделан. И анагами перерождается в особом мире анагаминском. Шуддаваса — это в Рупалоке, Брахмалоке. И он там перерождается и там достигает окончательного освобождения. И это все практика Брахма-вихар, понимаете, да? И она начинается вот с этого маленького шага, посылания метты самому себе. И даже если анагами не достигается, то мы можем уж во всяком случае достичь первых 2 стадий пробуждения сутапанны и сакадагами, а это тоже гарантированное окончательное пробуждение. У сакадагами говорится, что половина вот этого груза влечения и ненависти исчезает. У анагами она полностью исчезает. Вот. Поэтому оно того стоит. Мы можем в своей жизни мирской вот вспомнить такие состояния, когда мы были полностью свободны от гнева, какие-то минутки, да, от гнева, отторжения и прочего. Ну, вдруг у нас были такие периоды. Они на самом деле, как бы сказать, не так часто, как нам может показаться, потому что так или иначе какие-то оттенки отторжения, гнева, беспокойства, сожаления и прочего — это все оттенки досы. Они все равно присутствуют. Но вот хотя бы чуть-чуть, когда мы были свободны от всего этого, и это было приятное состояние, согласитесь. Так вот, представьте теперь, ну, чисто вот экстраполируя, каково состояние анагами, который полностью и навсегда свободен от этого. Полностью и навсегда. И вот это такова эта практика. Мгм. Окей.
Okay. So shall we go to the other question? Is it enough, or is the
Uh,
person?
I think that this person asked about the stage of practice to ourselves, method to
Uh,
ourselves. How long should we
yeah.
practice it,
Next
and
one, no?
how much? Yeah.
Next question, right?
Hmm.
How when should we go to the other one, no?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, yeah. So shall we go to that part now?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So please tell Oleg, like it can be done at any moment. It can be done at any moment, and actually the meditation starts growing then. All these benefits what we were talking, this was to show the significance, and sometimes to remove the wrong ideas even I also had before. eh? So then actually this metta, karuna, mudita, upeka starts growing from a external, we take a human being, no, uh, and puggala sanya, yeah, like a being, the perception of this person. So it uh, so few rounds of for yourself, or you can do it for some time even, if you feel comfortable and all. You can do it for some time, or you can after some time you can directly go towards a person whom you have a lot of respect to.
Hmm.
So you don't have to. There's no proper way to decide, like, but you can try it out. Huh? If you like, you can do for extent of time. Some teachers also say like this, no? And but the actually the meditation starts growing or starts building up when we even in those moments we do one time to that person, we come back to ourselves, we do one time to that person, we come back to ourselves, like that. There's a change that happens. We change the object again and again. huh? That is because to not to because we should generate it here. But actually the external object is the one that starts building it and make it happen. For metta also same, karuna also same, mudita, upeka, for all these four, it happens like that. Okay.
Hmm. So we can go to spiritual friend in any moment, and we can change and alternate uh, these two objects, spiritual friend and ourself, in any variants, any ways, and and how can we decide which way
Uh-huh.
to choose?
So yeah, one thing is like we feel comfortable, no, like with our the practice, no, and but even in before that things start happening or something, you feel some change, you can directly go. But we start from here. Even every session, we start at least a few times to ourselves, huh? And then we focus on the person. So there are more steps to do, no? Like 12 categories of beings, like 12, 10 directions, all this, no? And there are like sub small ways also to do, no? Like you spread the metta to the people around you, maybe in the dwelling, then the village, the city, the country, the world, like that you spread it, no? Uh, So that is another way. But to get the real result, to go towards like very strong concentration, it's easy, better to take one object. So coming back to the question, we do it for some time, and if you feel you have to practice more on yourself, it's all right to take some more time and practice. But
Mhm.
at least in
So,
the last part, do for the people around you. The practice is actually through the expansion. It becomes more and wider and wider and wider, no? And then it goes beyond, no, all these things we know. Uh, so even to the universes, right? So, but at least do it in that way, at least in the last part of it. But it's better to go for like the person whom you have a lot of respect. Yeah? The spiritual friend, it could be a friend also, no? Uh, so we need somebody whom we have a lot of respect to. So this is actually referred as straightforwardly. It says Garu Sambhavani, like a person whom you have lot of respect to. So sometimes spiritual friend could be my good friend, no? So we are spiritual friends, right? So, but some teacher or somebody like that, we keep them in a very high place, no? So because the spiritual friend, still if we are friends, we can have some argument or something that you don't, maybe I don't like this what he's doing, no? Or like some kind of reaction in the mind. But usually a person whom we have a lot of respect, then we keep them in a very high place in our mind. So then with very easy for our mind also to be elevated, because we take this as the object, because we
Mhm.
don't usually associate very closely with these people. Even if we do, we are very careful, no? And we try to be our best behavior and all these things, no? And not to cheat or anything, but this naturally comes through us, right? No? Out of respect and all these things. So then that mind frame starts coming out when you take a person like that. So please tell, like when you say a spiritual friend also, take a spiritual, we can say Buddha is also a spiritual friend, right? But he is in a very high level, right? Kalyana Mitta, no? So but he's number one Kalyana Mitta, right? So so like that, this spiritual friend should be in a very, you should uh, and people's preferences are different, no? So for some reason we should keep this person in a very high place in our mind. Then very easy, actually that object is helping us. uh, but even if you focus on this person, then we start with us, uh, and then we focus on this person, as if they are, when we close our eyes, it's like they are looking at us and we look at them. And usually the space area, because if we have a lot of respect, we don't see them angry or no, like with a sour face or no frowning or anything. We see a pleasant face, no, or even smiling maybe, no, because our mind is open to it. uh, and then what happens is, when we start doing it more, it becomes more and more pleasant. So
Mhm.
but still we do back to ourselves, then again to this person, likewise. Then later it's the time we focus more on this person. So we cannot definitely say, okay, after 7 days, it's good, no, if you can, but or like half an hour you do this, but we can try. We can try. Okay.
Мгм. Мгм. Окей. Итак, теперь что касается вот чисто практической части, то есть когда мы, через какое время, например, мы переходим от себя к духовному другу, да, от послания Метты к себе, к посланию Метты духовному другу, и там какие критерии и так далее. И Бханте говорит, что это сугубо экспериментальная, эмпирическая вещь, то есть мы должны просто пробовать и каждый раз, ну, как бы смотреть, да, то есть это может быть по-разному, на самом деле, от сессии к сессии, то есть сегодня у нас мы все садимся, чувствуем вот, что было бы приятнее, было бы комфортнее больше как бы себе, да, посылать мету. Отлично, значит, посылаем себе. Потом-то мы будем чувствовать, что было бы здорово вот поочередно посылать себе и духовному другу, себе, духовному другу. Тоже нормально, тоже отлично. То есть, ну, начинаем мы с себя, по крайней мере, хотя бы несколько раз, ориентируем или направляем мету на себя. Вот, а дальше уже смотрим, как вот сегодня для нас вот больше подходит. Вот, и, может быть, мы так и будем сидеть, да, там энное количество дней, месяцев и так далее. То есть там чередуем себе, духовному другу и так далее. Пусть будет так, как есть, пусть оно развивается своим чередом. Но через какое-то время мы в практике все равно придем к одному объекту, то есть духовному другу. То есть это будет происходить естественным путем. То есть для нас это будет уже комфортнее именно так. То есть не менять объект постоянно, да, там, то я, то духовный друг, потому что мы будем уже чувствовать, что это как бы такое немножко активность лишняя, да, то есть нам уже хочется вот неподвижного пребывания с духовным другом. Вот, и тогда мы остаемся уже с духовным другом постоянно, да. Мы берем в качестве духовного друга человека, к которому мы испытываем чистое уважение. Это может быть просто друг наш, но друг такой, знаете ли, а, персонаж, что мы с ним можем, может быть, и поспорить можем и так далее. А тут поэтому лучше именно вот человека, который выше нас стоит, да, которого мы полностью уважаем. Конечно, там Будда — это самый вообще, да, супер духовный друг, выше которого тут трудно себе представить. Вот, может быть, получится у вас с Буддой таким образом работать, но тут все-таки нужно, чтобы это был конкретный какой-то человек с лицом, да, конкретным. Вот. И нужно его представлять или ее в таком добром виде, да, то есть не так, чтобы там какое-то суровое мрачное лицо. Вот. И постепенно для нас этот образ будет все более приятным, все более таким, что ли, а, таким, что нам будет хотеться к этому человеку, к этому образу возвращаться, и он будет постоянно как бы с нами, и постоянно будет вот, ну, стоять перед нами, и он еще и будет охранять нас от каких-то нехороших поступков, потому что постоянно, как бы, ну, если перед тобой все время там какой-то учитель, да, то ты как-то поневоле начинаешь дисциплинироваться. Вот, и от себя просто хочу добавить, что не нужно стараться прям вот визуализировать во всех деталях этот образ. Пусть он будет таким легким, да, он может быть поначалу мутный там какой-то и так далее. Ничего страшного, то есть не надо выжимать из себя там, заниматься именно визуализацией, да, у нас все-таки медитация — это метта, а не визуализация. Вот, и поэтому таким образом потихонечку мы переходим. То есть здесь нет никаких четких границ. То есть невозможно сказать, что да, вот надо там 7 дней так просидеть, только собой занимаясь, а потом там переходить к там, духовному другу. Это очень индивидуально все. И это чисто эмпирически, чисто вот из опыта, из практики понимается и никак иначе. Мгм. Окей.
So please drink some water.
Yeah. Thank you.
And please tell Oleg, like even if we are practicing on this person whom we have a lot of respect, we'll still be focusing on ourselves also. Yeah? So it will happen, no? And each new sitting also it will happen. Then when like you feel like you're very comfortable and all, or for things to really start happening, uh, then we focus on this person whom we have a lot of respect. Then we focus on that and just keep repeating and sincerely, but the thinking and everything sincerely from our hearts, we think, no? So actually it's generated from here. So, but more we think about the external object, but it's still in our mind, right? Though we say external, no? Because it's not like you're looking at a casino or something, no? Uh, so we take this, and then when we are focused on, and when we do that, uh, actually the concentration and all starts building here within us. But still, before that also, when you are practicing on the person whom we have a lot of respect, what will happen is we'll still be focusing on us also. Like we'll be coming back, no? One time to that person, then back again, no? Or first part we do to ourselves, and then we take this person, focus on, then again we keep coming back, because we have to generate it and offer it, generate it and offer it, no? Like that. Then later, when it happens, like very easily, and when you feel comfortable with it, that doesn't mean you have to focus on yourself and do for a long time, no? So, so usually the pattern is like when they were teaching us, the teachers, these Brahma Viharas and all was in the last parts. So people come through Anapana, even if they have done the 32 body parts, or if they had done jhana and all these things. So soon as you say you take a person and you focus on this person and start, then the concentration starts building. Even if a person does very well in Anapana, uh, and what happens is next will be like 32 body parts. So soon as you say Kesa particular, the concentration starts building, and you have good experience through Anapanas. Then this idea of hair or body hair or anything just changes, and the object also changes, and it starts becoming totally light or lighted up, no? And then you know, oh, this is the nimittas or the patibhaga object, no? So this change. So when a person like goes along the method and all, what happens is like at that time they have good concentration. So soon as you take you don't have to stay for a long time. Uh, then soon as you take a person whom you respect, quickly the concentration starts building up. Then the person's face and everything starts becoming lighted up, and what happens is uh, then it's the person is covered by light, or the because this is a mental object, the nimittas and those things come and take. Okay, okay, okay. Uh,
Thank you.
so please tell, like when you go along the path like that with any meditation objects and all, even if you do anapana properly and go, then the other meditation objects are very fast. So if you take metta meditation, so they teach people in the technique and all, in the last parts, the Brahma Viharas and all, after the kasinas and all that. So then there's a good amount of concentration already built. So soon as you take the object, what happens is the uh, metta and all the like the nimittas, they start appearing, or the results come very fast. uh, So then because they have the experience of anapana or other meditations already, right? So you know, oh, this happening, but the indications and the signs are different. How you feel it, experience it, these are different. But what happens is like, you know, this is concentration, this is the patibhaga object. And then the person who meet this respectful person's image, or the object what we took as the image, that also disappears like any other meditation. Then we focus on the Patibhaga object, then it's totally that. So actually, all this part focusing on you, focusing on the respectful person, it is like a pathway or an entrance point. We start from here, then go to the person whom we have a lot of respect, and that also disappears after some time, because our initial stage is like, if possible, go up to the jhanas even, or at least if you are going in the path, uh, to stop the five hindrances from troubling our mind. So even through metta meditation, uh, like access concentration can stop the five hindrances. And if you can get even more, like how to say, absorption concentration for the jhanas, that will be a huge bonus point. First jhana, second jhana, third jhana. Okay.
Мгм, мгм. Мы когда практикуем вообще, ну, так, когда обычно преподают брахма-вихары, то вообще-то они идут, ну, как правило, в конце, да, то есть ам, сначала человек осваивает какой-то другой метод, там, типа анапаны той же самой, и достигает джан, осваивает джановое состояние, а потом ему даются брахмавихары, и он очень быстро проходит. То есть вот там тех трудностей, о которых мы сейчас говорим, на самом деле не возникает. Да, то есть человек, который освоил джановое состояние, скажем, в анапане, он очень быстро проходит брахмавихары, то есть для него не составляет труда взять образ духовного друга и, соответственно, формула меты, и через них пройти сразу тоже к джановым состояниям, тоже, соответственно, этот образ. Ну, там как бы а, технически это тот же самый процесс, но нюансы просто отличаются, да, то есть там по-другому будет меняться объект, то есть по-другому будет выглядеть вот немита, да, вот эти вот все признаки, знаки сосредоточения, но в целом это тот же самый процесс. Вот. А, Но если мы с самого начала практикуем брахмавихары, то, соответственно, мы вот вынуждены начинать с самого себя, там, с духовного друга, там, может быть, менять то себе, то духовному другу. И в любом случае надо понимать, что мы это все равно делаем как бы из себя, да, то есть мы мету духовному другу, даже когда вот просто духовному другу постоянно адресуем мету, мы это делаем не просто вот этому духовному другу, мы это делаем из своей меты, да, то есть мы свою мету, как бы свое вот это состояние, как бы вот этим состоянием как бы обнимаем вот духовного друга или посылаем ему, понимаете, да, то есть это все равно о нас, то есть мы сначала как бы продуцируем в себе эту мету, это состояние, и им делимся с духовным другом. Когда мы чередуем себе мета, духовному другу, себе мета, духовному другу. Мы как бы вот немножко вот этот вот процесс, ну, натренировываем, что ли, что мы вот как бы тоже в этом состоянии находимся, да, то есть мы находимся в этом состоянии, как бы вот передаем его или делимся им с духовным другом, а потом это уже становится на автомате, мы просто находимся вот в этом состоянии и вот, делимся им с духовным другом. И поэтому тут просто надо всегда помнить, что это именно с нас начинается это состояние, да. Не просто так мы там какие-то пожелания просто отдаем другому человеку, а сами сидим там в мрачном состоянии, да, и так далее. Вот таким образом. Мгм.
Okay.
Окей. So we can pass to the second question.
There's another question. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I thought these two are the questions. Sorry, sorry. I didn't.
no.
Okay.
Uh, so the second question is um, about uh, either either Panchindriya or Panchabala, because mm, I don't know exactly, but
Mhm,
the question is um, how to balance the uh, effort, viriya, by concentration, samadhi, in Panch Indriya, Panchpala.
mhm,
I
mhm,
don't understand. So we should balance effort with concentration,
mhm. Okay.
and because this is this question is very tricky for for European people, because
No.
concentration in English or in Russian is connected with effort. Actually,
Mhm,
concentration is effort, and we should balance it by it, the effort. So the effort is in concentration, and we should take it and balance the effort with it. So we have some misunderstanding in this. So what is samadhi actually, if it is not a concentration?
mhm,
um, and in general, how to practically use this fivefold scheme of all these things: sati, panya, samadhi, virya, panya, sada, virya, samadhi,
mhm, mhm.
and so on. And let me translate
Okay, okay.
мгм, этот вопрос о 5 способностях или пяти силах. Тут, честно говоря, непонятно, не вполне понятно, к какому из этих вот двух относится. Это, скорее всего, способности. То есть, вообще говорится, что усилие, вирия, должна в медитации уравновешиваться сосредоточением, то есть самадhi. Но в английском или там русском языке сосредоточение, оно вообще-то само связано с усилием, да, то есть само это понятие, оно как бы ассоциируется с усилием. То есть сосредоточение — это усилие. Соответственно, если мы балансируем, уравновешиваем усилие сосредоточением, то мы как бы, получается, уравновешиваем усилие усилием. Вот, то есть здесь часто возникает недопонимание, как может быть сосредоточение не связано с усилием. И вообще, как вот с этой пятеричной схемой работать. Да, вот напомню, что вот эти вот 5 способностей или 5 сил, они включают в себя следующее. Это осознанность, это первое — это вера, второе — это усилие, третье — это осознанность, четвертое — это самади, сосредоточение, и пятое — это мудрость, да. То есть, ну, вообще-то говорится, что если мы берем вот именно способности, да, то есть практическую такую сторону, динамическую, вернее, то сати у нас просто усиливается, насколько это возможно, а вот остальные две, они как бы в парах и должны друг друга уравновешивать. То есть мудрость должна уравновешивать веру, а усилие должно уравновешивать сосредоточение. Вот таким образом. То есть и вот именно по этой схеме вопрос и задан. Мгм. Окей.
Uh, so very easy. Yeah? We take the example of the harp. No. So
Мгм,
Buddha
мгм,
used this
мгм,
example. No.
мгм,
So
мгм,
if virya is the playing of the harp. Huh?
Мгм. Мгм. Мгм.
The concentration is like the music that is born
Ага.
through it. Okay,
М.
so
Мгм.
other the harp or the strings, it could be the meditation object, uh, or even you can say mind, but all these are mind born, no? So the barrier, so actually the the movement of the fingers and the result is different, right? So
Мгм.
we say, so that's why even the Buddha said, don't pull it too hard, right? It will break. If you loosen it up and then play, no sound will come. So he said there should be a balance, no? So it's a very good example for us to know about these things also. Yeah? So if the playing of the fingers of the strings, if if we can call that varia, because you need effort, right? It doesn't just play by itself, right? Even if it's too strong or too light, no? And so the music is like the the concentration. This helps it, but not only that. There are other factors. You need the strings, you need the harp, you need the person, many things, no? Even if the person is there and the harp is there, then nothing happens, right? Uh, then this person should play and play it properly also, right? Even if the person is knowing how to play this harp also, if it's too hard, the strings will break. If it's too loose, no sound will come.
Мгм.
So likewise, it's a very good example. This is an example of the Buddha, no? So it's very clear. So please tell that, Oleg, and then we can have this separation, which we without thinking it's the same, because these are two different minds. Like virya is the cetasika, and concentration is associated with ekagata usually, but it's shown is separate. We'll talk about this.
Мгм.
Okay.
Так, здесь, здесь, уместна аналогия, с арфой, да, с, струнным инструментом. То есть мы, когда играем на струнах, то есть мы пальцами делаем движение, усилия определенные, да, и в итоге производится звук или там музыка, да, из струн. Так вот, вот эти движения пальцами — это вирия, это усилие. А музыка, как бы результат — это сосредоточение. То есть мы прилагаем определенные усилия, и из этого усилия рождается сосредоточение. Да? И необходимо балансировать, то есть как бы не прилагать слишком больших усилий, и не прилагать неуместных усилий, да, когда уже звук есть хороший. Помимо, естественно, движений пальцев и, собственно, музыки, там необходимы и другие компоненты, да, чтобы все произошло. То есть и арфа нужна там и так далее. И струны должны быть правильно натянуты, не слишком сильно, не слишком слабо, да. Вот, то есть это вот тоже хорошая аналогия про балансировку усилия. То есть мы не должны слишком сильно натягивать струны, то есть не должны прилагать слишком больших усилий, иначе струны просто, ну, лопнут или, ну, просто не будет нормального звука. Если слишком ослабленные струны, тоже не будут давать звука, то есть сосредоточение. Соответственно, балансировка именно вот в этом состоит, да. То есть, как бы от себя я добавлю такую аналогию, я тоже ее где-то читал, это с орлом, да, когда он машет крыльями, он как бы взлетает, и это необходимо для взлета, но когда он уже взлетел и парит в восходящих потоках, там лучше уже не махать крыльями, да, то есть тут уже такие сильные усилия не нужны. То есть нужно балансировать усилия так, чтобы а, м, они не мешали сосредоточению. С другой стороны, э, если сосредоточения нет, то необходимы усилия. Таким образом. Мгм.
So, and another example, no, like in Goenka, these course and all, they say like some people, no, they had taken some hashish or something, no, some kind of intoxication, and in a dark night they come and they want to go in a boat in the Ganges. No? I don't know what they took. So I think it's hashish, so I don't know, some kind of substance in those days. And they say the friends, no, young men, like they say, like, okay, let's row and go to Varanasi or someplace, like along the uh, river. So it was very dark, no. So these guys like started like, okay, like, now they were like intoxicated and they, nothing, no, like nothing could stop them. So they said, okay, let's before morning, let's get there. It's far away, and so they just took the pedals and start rowing and rowing and rowing and rowing. So then they are working on it. No, their effort is there, right? And then they are like now doing now the effect of the intoxication is also little by little going down, right? Then it's like slowly the light is coming up, and they know their place, no, like the place they started, and it seemed very similar, no, and what happened was like they're still there in the same place. So all night, these people have been rowing in the same place. It was pitch dark, and uh, they didn't have a clue and all. So they just start rowing. They said, "Is it?" They thought they will by morning they'll reach there. But to see, they had forgotten to remove the knot, which was tied. Maybe because of intoxication or anything. But it's in a way, it's like very hideous or funny, no? If they just checked, maybe they could have actually got there, right? Even if they were not sober. Uh, So likewise, the effort only uh, doesn't do the thing. You can like some people like strive really hard, no, very hard, but nothing seems to happen. uh. So there is something either they are caught up like the knot, or the like they are something is covering it, like the intoxication. So the balance means like one thing is like the uh, when the natural balance starts, uh, the mind is more clear. There's a clarity, uh, and there's very sharp mindfulness also in that. Not only do we say concentration and all, these all things work together.
Мгм.
So in a way, that's why we call it kusala chitta ekaggata samadhi. We'll come to those also later. So we still only, that's why when one faculty goes to an extreme, that also doesn't work. That's why Buddha says about the balance of these. For example, the concentration should be balanced with effort. We'll come to those things. But please tell this example, then we can have an idea.
Мгм. Мгм. И другой пример, который Бханте уже приводил, и вот сейчас мы его еще раз озвучим, это такой пример, когда люди, находящиеся, это Гоэнкаджи его любит приводить, люди, находящиеся в состоянии наркотического опьянения, значит, собрались куда-то поплыть на лодке, да, там, в другое место ночью, когда о, полная кромешная тьма, значит, царит. Вот, и они сели в лодку и начали изо всех сил грести, чтобы до утра доплыть там до какого-то места. И вот они, значит, гребут изо всех сил, а потом настает утро, и опьянение постепенно проходит, и они видят, что место какое-то такое похожее на то, где они раньше были, Потом они смотрят и понимают, что они на том же самом месте. Оказывается, что они просто лодку не отцепили, и она была на привязи, и они всю ночь гребли на одном и том же месте. Вот, и схожим образом мы можем сказать, что сами по себе усилия, какими бы они ни были супер усердными, они не играют. Вот сами по себе усилия, ну, не то, что недостаточно, это просто только один из компонентов, да, то есть его надо уравновешивать другими вещами, то есть надо понимать, что мы в какой-то момент должны, наоборот, как бы сбавить усилия, да, и результатом вот этой балансировки усилия и сосредоточения а, м, а, является то, что наш ум становится все более ясным и спокойным. Вот это вот критерий, да. То есть, люди, бывает, пашут, годами, просто, там огромные усилия прилагают, и ничего не происходит. Это вот просто потому, что они тоже в своего рода состоянии опьянения находятся. Они не видят, что эта проблема, которая перед ними, она усилиями не решается, да. Тут не усилия нужны. Тут надо немножко, наоборот, отпустить этот процесс, отпустить лодку, да, отвязать ее. Только тогда усилия будут приносить результат таким образом. Мгм.
So please tell, like even in day-to-day life, huh, uh, we through repetition of something, there is a process of like a concentration that builds, but it uh, it is not sometimes balanced, or there's no clarity in that, or something like you're angry and you're doing something, no? But after some time you fall into a rhythm or something, and then but in that also you can see like after some time you, if the rhythm comes properly, uh, like a person working in a factory, no, maybe they are tired, they have some problems, no, or some, no, they come and they feel either they are sick, but there is a, like a routine, no, if they are doing the same thing kind of thing, usually it's the case, right? Or even if you're working at a desk or something, it's usually the same things, or if you're driving a car, no? And then we turn into a kind of routine or a habitual pattern, which is similar. And usually when we are in that, when we are, it is happening very easily, or not distract, you are driving and something happens, somebody like puts in front of, then you feel anger, then it breaks the calmness and all, it all crashes, no? But sometimes you drive in some very open place, or you feel happy, or at calm, maybe nobody's there, or the road is fully open and nobody's coming from here and there, oh no. And even the things like even in the workplace, no, like you are so used to it, and then some people are very skilled also, they do it like in with fun, no, even the
Mhm.
simplest of things. Maybe some things, but you cannot even imagine how fast they do. It's like they are superhuman or something, no? The packaging or anything. You see, some videos and all these things. Like you cannot even imagine. These people are like so fast. They do. They are so skilled, no? After many years, maybe. Huh? So even cutting some fruit, no, they exactly know how to. With one maybe knife shot, they orange is cut into half. For us, we
Mhm.
have to keep it and cut. No, sometimes it doesn't even come half, right? So then they have this kind of like happiness or like things also. But
Mhm.
in meditation, we are focusing on kusala chitta ekagata. Kusala chitta, because those things, it can be micha samadhi. And at some point, the problem is micha samadhi, it can turn into akusala. And usually, micha samadhi is associated with akusala also, no? Some kind, even
Mhm.
a self or a person or something like that, even.
Mhm.
And what happens is like it can be shattered very easily. Say you're happy and you're driving something and just something on the news, no, or like some car, or some person jumps, and you feel like angry, no. Don't they know how to cross the road, no? Why is this car coming and blocking, no? So agitation and so all that kind of concentration, focus, and everything, you can meet it accident even, right?
mhm,
You can try to turn the car somewhere else and then meet it accident. So in meditation, what we are trying to do is we are trying to bring a kusala object, a wholesome object. That's why kusala chitta ekagata samadhi.
mhm,
This is more powerful. This is more stable, uh, and this is the kind of thing we want to bring up. It could be kamavachara kusala, rupavachara kusala, arupavachara kusala, or we bring it to adi kusala, more powerful, no, vipassana, or even higher, bring it up to enlightenment even.
mhm,
The mind, the purity of the mind, and even there are vipassana samadhi or concentration, and definitely the when like sotapan and all these concentration and all comes more permanent, no, more solid or
mhm,
unshattered, no. But in the lower parts, the thing is, the problem is like it can shatter very easily. So
mhm,
even in a workplace, no, you are happily doing okay, you are in that routine, it's nothing big, no, you are doing it for years, but suddenly some news comes or some problem comes, no, then everything shatters. You can feel agitated, you can feel upset, no, or something like a call comes, then everything changes, no, something family matter or something comes, no. Uh, but in this, what happens is the positive thing or the wholesome object, we try to bring a more solid so it becomes more and more stronger and stronger and stronger.
mhm,
If you take metta or anapana, any kind of thing. uh, So when you try to bring that object again, it makes a more solid. It doesn't shatter so easily because we are bringing up something that more solid, more permanent, more no like more not permanent, but more solid. uh,
I see, I
Then
see.
more grounding, more no with more strength. And then what if it can be turned into like access concentration, no absorption, more powerful, more stable.
Mhm,
Stable is the better word, right? Uh, no, so then if this person can take it up to higher stages, maybe vipassana concentration, or even cross those paths and go to enlightenment, no, or sotapan even, uh, that becomes more and more solid and solid, and then unchangeable even. So
mhm,
that is the idea when we talk. The effort also should be right effort.
mhm.
This is the place that comes. Oh, okay, please tell this, no?
Uh, I think that in the Western psychology, this state when we work, when we are absolutely balanced and do our work with all our attention and perfectly and so on. This state is called the stream state. Stream
Stream,
state.
stream.
Uh, yeah,
Uh-huh.
state of stream, and we can just we can take this state as an example, and we just take a kusala object in our meditation and go into this state and deeper and deeper and deeper, and so on and so on. And this is the one wonderful thing, and it is absolutely understand and clear thing for Western people if we describe this in these terms. Absolutely interesting. So мы, значит, описываем это состояние следующим образом. Это очень интересный момент. Бханте говорит, что мы в повседневной жизни можем это состояние на самом деле поймать. Оно знакомо многим людям, когда, например, мы делаем какую-то работу или ведем машину, и вот чувствуем абсолютный такой покой, абсолютную внутреннюю уравновешенность, у нас все получается здорово, мы ведем машину без всяких таких этих отвлечений, и состояние естественным образом оказывается сосредоточено на действии. Или вот люди, которые делают много лет одну работу, она у них получается просто мастерски, и они просто вот как будто бы волшебники, да, и так далее. То есть это то состояние, я Бханте как раз об этом говорил, это состояние, которое называется потоком, да, вот Михай Чиксент-Михай назвал такое состояние потоковым. И вот на самом деле вот это состояние, оно мирское. Почему? Потому что у нас просто объекты неблаготворные, оно поэтому может меняться. То есть в следующий раз кто-нибудь там нам позвонит, мы раз отвлечемся и уже в мирском состоянии. А в медитации мы то же самое состояние, потоковое состояние берем, но берем при этом благой объект, который нас ведет ко все более стабильному потоковому состоянию, все более глубокому состоянию, который в конце концов приводит к джанам. Вот о чем идет речь. Вот это состояние, это и есть тот самый баланс между усилием и сосредоточением, о котором идет речь. Понимаете, какая штука? Это просто здорово. Вот это описание, конечно, оно, на мой взгляд, проливает свет на все вот эти вот рассуждения и затруднения относительно того, что такое вообще сосредоточение, собственно. Мгм. Окей.
So please tell like the adjustment or the balance. It's like you are trying to adjust the knob in your gas cooker, or you cannot say exactly this amount of effort you need. You can say, okay, this amount of Celsius, this is the oven, this is the temperature you need. But there are sometimes you have to look at what is going on, uh, and then you have to adjust the knob, right? Maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit. I increase it a little bit, no? If somebody's cooking or boiling egg or anything, no? Like, and then after you do it for some time, but still sometimes you have to do some adjustments, right? Huh? So likewise, the effort, if it's the flow of the gas or anything, the flame is like the concentration that does the job, huh? That cooks the food, no? So you can say, okay, this can be done like this. But a practitioner, when they're practicing, especially in the wholesome, like Samma Samadhi, with Samma Virya, uh, then they find the natural balance, and it happens through practicing. We cannot say like, oh, okay, this calculation and this much energy, and like kilojoules of energy you should use, no? And then it will bring this kind of mind which is like this some kind of decibels or something, no? I don't know how, if there's some way to measure, no? This equals this, no? Not like that. You can have an idea, no? Okay, I practice this much, uh, so maybe I practice 1 hour, no? Like that. This is a good practice, no? Then all the time I try to keep the mind in the meditation object. uh, so then, but at sometimes you have to loosen it up, sometimes you have to make it more stronger, the attention and all, the adjustments, no? So likewise, there are, though we say like the balancing, uh, so yeah, like, oh, we can use another example, very simple, like the bicycle. So there are specifics given, no? Like you have to get onto the bicycle, sit on the seats, and then start pedaling it, right? But there are so many differences. If you start going like crazy, and you'll get struck by a tree or a fence, right? Uh, Virya, and you start like going like crazy, But no, right? If there's a mountain, you pedal more. If there's a slope, you pedal less. Or sometimes you don't have to pedal at all, right? You just let it go, and then the bicycle takes you there, right? Uh, So, and the balance, especially without falling down, that happens naturally after, because you are riding it, no? And sometimes you do too much, or there sometimes you do too little. But through the experience, what happens is there is a natural adjustment that comes in the mind. uh, So that is also another example we can say to find this natural balance in the mind. Okay.
Окей. Значит, мы таким образом находим да, баланс между усилием и сосредоточением нашей практики, что это можно сравнить с, например, тем, как мы регулируем горелку, да, огонь ну, в газовой плите, например. Мы сначала там у нас достаточно грубая настройка, да, там мы прибавляем, убавляем, смотрим. Постепенно мы все меньше, все тоньше настраиваем, вот, но тем не менее да, в ходе приготовления, так сказать, блюда нам все равно приходится чуть-чуть подстраивать огонь, да, чтобы, ну, там, уменьшить немножко кипение, там, усилить кипение и так далее. Вот, и здесь то же самое. Мы сначала достаточно сильно там должны крутануть, так сказать, этот э, верниер, так сказать, на газовой горелке, зажечь огонь. Потом постепенно все меньше, меньше, и приходим к совершенному балансу, когда вот огонь становится именно таким, каким нужно. И это чисто практические вещи. То есть это просто надо, так сказать, своей шкурой испытать и выучить на практике, да, как это делается, как это работает и так далее. То есть все это, опять же, сугубо эмпирические вещи. Мгм.
So, please tell. And then when you were talking about this cycle, I used to really like these psychological things. But the only
Мгм.
thing, only the things they even like, for example, Sigmund Freud, no, like even the things he had did, he had changed from time to time. Then they have to change, and still it's evolving, and they find new things. But the things like the Buddha's teaching and all, they didn't change. Uh, like and nobody needs to add a word or even a letter, no, for that matter, or reduce even. That is
Мгм.
one solid factor of the Dhamma.
Мгм.
Not because we are Buddhist or anything like that. These are facts. No, they didn't have to change anything. Uh, it's like
Мгм.
really solid. No, so materiality, mentality, concentration, chitta or chetasika, they are the same, right? Even if another Buddha comes, it's the same. So it will be like even thousands Buddha come or thousands who were there, it's still the same. uh. So this is some solid thing we can work upon. But the thing is like modern psychology and all things, it's it's evolving. Yeah, it's changing. Even the forefathers of these things, they had to change their viewpoints again and again. No, so that's one thing. And then when we come back to the concentration, uh, please tell. It is like, okay, there are methods to balance the mind of this Saddha, Viri, Sati, Samadhi, Panya. There are like self affirmation. There are verses, and then like that you can focus. For example, like Buddha Nusri, no, to bring more faith or Shraddha. uh, and then for Viriya and like that, you can bring like self affirmations. We know, no, like Manasika, sorry, like Anusmaran, Anusati, like Anusatis, no. But for there are like you can use words and works and verses, sorry, verses, and you can recall them again and again and try to build up the effort, bring it more higher, uh, then bring up the faith more higher. One good example is Buddha Anusati, very clearly for Shraddha. And then Virya, you can reflect upon things like even there you can there are verses, no, for like meditations to do, uh, like affirmation, no, or like anusatis. You recall them again and again, and you try to bring it up the mentality, to put more effort and all that. Uh, So these there are like for even for all these five, there are like meditations like that also. So given by teachers and all. But the best thing is through practical practice, through practice, because okay, a person can say, just like riding a bicycle, right? They can have, say, like, okay, they can even calculate and say maybe you need this much of energy to ride a bicycle, right? This amount of calories will burn when you're but when practical it's a different case for different person, right? Uh, they can have a common view and say, oh, average person uses this amount of energy to ride a bicycle, and then they need this amount of balancing and this amount of energy to keep the balance. But
Mhm.
each of the, even if it's a proper highway or something, there are curves, there are turns, no? And then there are like, so it does, and even the bicycle can have different situations, no, in it. So like that, when you're really riding it, the true balance happens, and then the adjustments and all, huh? Like a boat, no, you cannot never say, what will happen. You can have, okay, we use the sails or the engine or the pedals or something, and we start rowing the boat or doing something about. But different situations. So likewise, when you are practicing also, according to our hindrances, according to the mind state, according to the day or the food we took, there could be like you have to put a little bit more effort. For example, I'll tell you, like when the concentration starts building, uh, a person starts feeling it, but even that also you feel like it's jumping out. So you need a little bit of effort, or like you just push it inside again. But it's not like you take something and push it with your finger, no, like a ball or something. But you increase, actually the mind increases the virya, the chetasik of virya. Huh? So it's very subtle, no? It's very, but it's likewise we bring back to the meditation of, so this needs a lot of virya for sure. So if you just are sloppy and like, oh, never mind, no, let the mind go be, then it just goes. So we need some effort, virya, to bring it back. Huh? Bring it back to the object, bring it back to the object, bring it back. Huh? So uh, in meditation and all, like the best way is we can use the other methods shown in the books and all. Some teachers show these kind of things, no? uh, like affirmations and all to increase those things. Even things like Buddha Nusati and all. uh, Or we remember like how the Arahantas and all, they really practice, no? How they went, and some even bled, no? Like, so their effort, how they devoted their whole life even to this. So things like that really motivate, boost it up, the faculties, no? And even if a person like says like put a huge determination and starts practicing, that brings the effort very high. Ardha, very sati, and the concentration. More you focus, more you use methods to of like you focus on the breath, you focus on your day-to-day activities, you do more sittings, and you are very mindful of all the things what you see here. Then the sati factor increases. uh, Samadhi, no? Surely, like if you stay more time, time you spend with it, with like the kusala object, then surely the kanika samadhi, momentary concentration, they start building, no, more and more. This will be a huge boost for samadhi. And definitely everywhere we can see panya plays a huge role. Uh, So wisdom, other without wisdom, you won't do this, right? For what? No, for what reason? No, come with sitting all this with the pains and all this, when we could watch television or do something, eat something, no? But we need some wisdom. Okay, this is good. I should do this, no? So there, and in the uh, when it's more kusala and kusala, the wisdom factor becomes, this is also chetasika, mind supporting factor. Chetasika wisdom is also the 25th one. So everything is not wisdom, but here when you're talking about these five indriya, uh, or the faculties, so wisdom plays a huge role in all of these. Okay.
Mhm. So the wisdom in this case is like a, definition of what we should do or not, or what we don't should do, what we shouldn't do.
It applies to all other four also. Like,
Mm,
yeah, definitely what we should do and not do. Not only that, each like the kusala moments that appear. That's why we call it
mhm,
jnana sampayukta, no? With wisdom,
mhm,
mind, because these are also minds, no? And
mhm,
we try to generate the same kind of mind again and again. That's why it becomes concentration.
mhm,
Uh, so what happens is this wisdom comes, and otherwise we won't try to bring the same kind of either it's metta or breathing meditation. We won't try to bring the same thing up again also,
mhm,
because these are minds, no? So they work with cetasika. So person can just do like habitually also. Okay, I just do meditation. Okay, someday something will happen, like that. But if a
mhm,
person really knows, oh, I should go, I should come here,
mhm,
then this should happen. And then the wisdom factor is more and more powerful, more and more prominent. Or we are
mhm.
going towards chitta visuddhi. I should be able to keep like the mind maybe half an hour
Like a
or one.
manager.
Oh yeah, like a very skillful, like a clever person, no?
Mhm,
Like they know what is really needed, know what is so then if you are like doing something very cleverly uh, or wisely, the effort is also less actually. uh, no, like you don't have to tire
mhm,
too much also, no, if you don't really know what you are doing.
mhm, mhm,
So
mhm,
yeah, we'll come to that. I will come to that.
мгм. Окей. То есть здесь весь этот процесс еще можно уподобить, например, езде на велосипеде, да? То есть, понятно, есть велосипед, есть человек, он садится, но вообще-то как бы тут тоже нужен баланс определенный, потому что если мы будем слишком сильно крутить педали, то мы разобьемся, да, или не будем крутить, то просто упадем. Или там будем слишком сильно держать руль, тоже не сможем маневрировать. И если слишком слабо, тоже. Ну и так далее. То есть в езде на велосипеде есть там ряд факторов, которые нужно балансировать определенным образом. Да, само равновесие даже чего стоит. И вот эти вот 5 факторов, о которых идет речь в Панчиндре, это вот эти вот 5 способностей, 5, ну, 5 способностей, да. Это вот тоже как бы своего рода 5 факторов, которые необходимо привести в нужное соотношение, чтобы вот этот вот велосипед нашей практики поехал, да, и нормально поехал, и нормально рулил, так сказать. То есть э, сати, если мы берем, ну, веру, да, то есть, ну, как бы для каждого из этих пунктов есть какие-то свои специфические такие подметоды, которые позволяют их немножко докрутить. Но вообще говоря, реально балансировка этих качеств, она или способности, она м, а, тоже, опять же, чисто практический навык. То есть мы на практике начинаем видеть, что да, вот у нас сейчас веры не хватает, например, да, такой устремленности немножко такой эмоциональной к практике. Мы там, может быть, там немножко можем попрактиковать, скажем, памятование о Будде, прям повторяя соответствующие фразы и так далее. То есть как бы это аффирмации, можно сказать. Вот. Там дальше усердие, да, окей, значит, немножко более усердно, внимательно возвращаем внимание к объекту. То есть возвращение внимания к объекту — это же усилие на самом деле, да. То есть у нас ум отклоняется, мы его раз обратно возвращаем. Вот оно, пожалуйста, усилие, усердие. Мы его немножко усиливаем. Вот, там дальше там у нас сати. То есть осознанность — это наблюдение за тем, что происходит в уме сейчас, что надо, что вот прямо сейчас, куда наше внимание направлено и так далее. Ну, там в повседневной жизни это тоже, в общем-то, осуществляется тем, что мы наблюдаем за тем, что происходит прямо здесь сейчас, что мы делаем и так далее. Вот мы это усиливаем. То есть ум должен бодрствовать, да, то есть это не должно быть забывание. То есть сати — это как бы противоположность забывания. Мы должны культивировать бодрствование ума. Далее, соответственно, происходит, как бы порождается вот это вот состояние самади, то есть то самое, о котором мы говорили, вот это вот потоковое состояние пребывания с объектом, оно часто как бы ассоциируется, что ли, с экагатой, с однонаправленностью. Это вот оно самое, да. Вот. И паня, то есть мудрость — это как бы такой регулирующий элемент во всем этом. Он, как мудрый управитель, постоянно контролирует, чтобы мы не делали какой-нибудь ерунды, чтобы мы не отклонялись от метода. У нас, допустим, мы взяли метту в качестве объекта медитации. Так вот, будьте любезны практиковать метту, а не скакать от объекта к объекту, да, то есть, или там мы должны там делать то-то и не делать этого и так далее. То есть, если есть мудрый управитель, да, то он на самом деле экономит усилия. Он позволяет достичь цели с наименьшими трудозатратами. В этом его умность, да, вот этого вот управителя. И вот это и есть вот этот вот фактор мудрости в данном случае, да, если мы говорим именно о 5 способностях. То есть он наблюдает, контролирует, чтобы мы не делали глупостей в нашей практике. Да. Вот таким образом, окей. Мгм.
Mhm. So please tell Oleg, like we have the five sense doors, no? These are also called pancha indriya. So we have to have idea of this. So eye door, ear door, nose door, tongue door, body door. This is
Мгм.
also called pancha indriya.
Мгм.
uh. So
Мгм.
indra means prominent and dominant.
Мгм.
Indra. So actually, when you see something with the eye door, or we hear, we smell, we taste and feel, these individual doors are prominent at that time. Uh, all the consciousness and everything is associated with the eye consciousness. There's a huge thing that in that mind stream also that is associated with the heart door, the sixth place there. But at least the eye consciousness uh, is occurring in the eye sense faculty, and that is dominant. Though we say we do multitasking and we see and we are eating and we are doing something or reading and writing and all this, at those moments the eye faculty is dominant. Uh, the ear, when we are listening, the ear faculty is dominant. That's why sometimes when we are in a call or something, we don't even feel what is around us, no? Something big happen, good or bad, no? Then sometimes we forget everything, no? Some people faint even, right? Or smell is also like that, taste is also. So though we think we are multitasking, even the sensual doors of eye, ear, nose door, and body door, and surely the heart door also, no? And but we are talking about the five doors, no? So they are dominant at that time, and that not only that, they make the five aggregates also based on that. Okay, because we are
Мгм.
always the five aggregates are coming out,
М.
no?
Мгм.
So each mind moment brings, and then when it's associated with the eye consciousness, the five great aggregates are born. That's why it's dominant at that time, based on that. Okay? Uh,
Мгм.
oh, please tell this, Alex.
Мгм. Окей. Далее Банта говорит, что у нас есть 5 органов чувств, то есть, соответственно, глаз, ухо, язык, э, глаз, ухо, язык, а, нос и тело. Вот, и они называются панчиндрия, да. Индра — это, ну, как бы главный, доминирующий такой, да, некто или нечто. Так вот, эти органы чувств, они вот главные, доминирующие. Почему? Потому что когда рождается сознание, ну, когда мы видим, например, что-либо, у нас появляется сознание глаза, да, или сознание зрения. И, соответственно, глаз, или органы чувств, зрительный орган чувств, он доминирует в этот момент. Он как бы полностью захватывает. Мы больше в этот момент, в самый маленький момент, мы больше как бы ничего не воспринимаем. Или потом в следующий момент слуховое, да, слуховая индрия, да, доминирует и так далее. Вот. И кроме того, у нас есть 5 совокупностей, да, совокупностей цепляния, то есть 5 канг. Это, соответственно, телесное, потом чувство, восприятие, активность и сознание. Так вот, в каждый момент, когда на какой-то из органов чувств возникает соответствующее сознание, и то есть когда он начинает доминировать, то в этот же момент возникают все 5 5 совокупностей, да, то есть вот они все возникают, и вот этот орган чувств, он как бы доминирует в них в этот момент. Поэтому они называются индриями, да. Мгм. Окей.
So likewise, we can take this as example. uh, So these are other five factors, especially on the path. uh, Like these are the five things that can be dominant in a person at different stages and different moments. Okay.
Мгм.
So one is faith, saddha, uh, then effort, virya, then mindfulness, sati, then concentration, samadhi, then wisdom, panya. So these are also five things that just like the eye door, ear door, nose door, tongue door, body door, that can have a dominance and a prominence in our mind. Okay.
Мгм. Мгм. И
That's why they
схоже.
are called, sorry, that's why they are called pancha indriya here, the five,
Мгм.
but they are not
Мгм.
sensory doors, but there are five factors that can be dominant.
Мгм.
Okay?
Wonderful. Значит, и схожим образом вот те факторы, о которых мы говорили, 5, они же тоже называются панчиндрия, то есть 5 индрий, да, вроде бы, но это другие индрии, это уже не органы чувств, а именно вот те факторы, о которых мы говорили, 5 способностей, которые мы используем в медитации, вот они схожим образом, почему называются индриями, потому что в практике то одна из них, то другая становятся доминирующими. То вера доминирует, то есть она становится основным главным фактором, то, скажем, осознанность, то в нашей практике именно главным фактором, понимаете, да, то осознанность, то мудрость, то м, м, должна быть, доминировать, да, в практике, то усилие должно доминировать в практике, в какой-то период практики, да, то, соответственно, наоборот, мы отпускаем и летим самади. То есть практика устроена так, что в ней вот эти вот факторы, каждый из них в тот или иной момент практики начинает доминировать. То один, то другой, то третий. И мы таким образом как бы настраиваем свою практику и балансируем ее. Мы каждый раз как бы смотрим, что сейчас не хватает, что должно сейчас доминировать. И включаем вот этот вот фактор. И так далее. Мгм.
So
Okay.
these five through maturation, and then through power, their power increases. No, Uh, so they become a very not only dominant, they become very powerful. So then the same, the Shraddha becomes Saddha Bala. Saddha Indriya becomes Saddha Bala.
Mhm.
Then Virya becomes Virya Bala. Virya Indriya becomes Virya Bala. Not only
Mhm.
the dominance and the prominence, but they become very powerful. uh,
Mhm.
And then same as like Sati, Samadhi, Panya, they become from Indriya, they become Bala, very powerful. So for
Mhm.
example, like we can say, if we take as example, like if you take Arahanta, their faith faculties highest from the disciple. So powerful. Even a Sotapanna, no, nothing can change his mind. Because he really knows the path, no? And even if they say some instances, they should check, no? So not that they are Buddhist or something, that they won't go beyond the truth, right? So they say like they try to kill them, no? And say like say this is fake, no? But they could not do. Even if they died for that thing, but they didn't. They surely they won't lie. Sotapanna, and they couldn't go beyond the truth, not because they are Buddhist or something, uh, because they witnessed it, right? And their faith and everything becomes higher and higher. So they show like we think like, oh, Arahanta is like full of wisdom, and faith is for something more light, and no, like a starting point. It's so subtle. You offer this, you offer that. No, no. It says the Arahanta has the highest level of Shraddha, the trust,
Mm.
huh? uh, the trust, and all
Dedication.
this, uh, or understanding, or
Mhm.
like the faith. No, faith we call, or we can say the trust. No, like
Mhm.
the belief.
Mhm.
It's unshakable. So from the disciple, it says like the Arahanta has the highest level of, because this faculty had become a faculty, yeah, the Indriya faculty had become so powerful. uh, so likewise the virya, the effort, the proper effort for samma vayama, so these are very well lined up, no? It goes the bojjhangas and the eightfold noble eightfold path, they all line up, and these also lead to different things, no? This for example, virya, uh, then it becomes like virya sambojjhanga, then it becomes samma uh, vayama, then enlightenment, right? So these factors also, they just don't stay there, they become more and more powerful, like the 37 factors for enlightenment. So virya, they also in another stage, you avoid from unwholesome. These are also no stages of virya, uh, which started, and you avoid evil, you don't evil, and then you don't allow the evil that already had one wholesome to grow, already that had arise, and you don't allow that which is not to arise, no? And then the kusala, you allow the kusala to grow, uh, which had already arise, and the other, which the kusala which is not born yet, you let it arise. So this is also virya. uh, so then it's like it goes to a next level, because it becomes more prominent in a proper way, not like those guys who are like growing intoxicated, no? No aim, nothing, no, no clearance, nothing, just doing for the sake of doing. uh. So we'll come to that, and then faith, virya, even the mindfulness. Okay, we can have mindfulness in different things, no? We are mindful, but now this is aligned towards uh, the mind. Actually, we can say the mindfulness plays the biggest role. We talk about the balancing of the other factors, but mindfulness also, we can say it applies into every aspect, because satipatthana, no, satipatthana was said like it's the big footprint of the mighty tasker, and all the footsteps, even the lion's footstep, you can keep it inside that footstep. So everything comes into the but right mindfulness. So the mindfulness, okay, it starts from the four satipathanas. uh, then here it becomes prominent. Then it becomes a power. Then sati sambojjhanga. Then sammasati. It very well organized, very well arranged, lined up, and becomes more and more powerful. uh. Then even the saddha, viri, sati, samadhi, even the concentration. No, we start even from our meditation. It becomes like momentary concentration, then some more stable concentration, even to the jhana. Uh, then this also becomes more dominant and prominent, and then it becomes a power because more and more you go and build the concentration, it becomes more powerful, right? Just we were like talking when you go few steps and you practice different meditations and do it then even if you take another object, so easy to bring it up, so powerful the mind. As soon as you bring the meta objects and all, quickly the access concentration or some already had come. No, so then the mind becomes more powerful, and then the concentration also, if person just jhana and all, more powerful, right? Uh, then very easy to go to materiality, mentality, dependent origination, all these things, no? And then very easy to go to vipassana. uh. So then you can clearly see, okay, like this also becomes uh, samadhi indriya, samadhi bala, then samadhi sambojjhanga, then samma samadhi, sorry, in the noble eightfold path. So clear, right? So
Mhm.
precise. And then finally wisdom plays like sila samadhi panya, no? So wisdom plays a key role, no, in many places, just like sati. No? So you can see in all the places wisdom, just like mindfulness. So Dhamma Vijaya Sambojjhanga, all these things, and no, and then stages of enlightenment, or the insights. No, these are called jnana, all associated with wisdom. So even they say like sarvangchata, mind is like the highest, like it is somanasa sagata jnana samprayuta sankari, the most powerful mind, no, happily full of wisdom, and it doesn't have to be like, it functions very rapidly. Uh, the highest stage in this mind frame is the uh, mind of the Buddha, it is said. So we also get these kind of minds, right? But the higher stage, it can be, so that means a person can even work their way up to that stage.
Mhm.
uh, no, because these people also get this kind of mind. Person can have very happily and with wholesome, and full of wisdom, no. And the mind by himself or herself should not be pushed. It reacts very quickly towards kusala. Then it elevates, and the person can become a Buddha even, right? Yeah. So the highest, very highest levels, right? Uh, Enlightenment and all. So these are very well organized, very well placed, and they mature,
Мгм.
and they go to the highest peaks, no?
И через созревание вот этих вот качеств, вот этих вот способностей, а, панчиндрия, да, а, постепенно они становятся все более мощными, все более сильными. И когда они созревают до такого как бы а, непоколебимого состояния, то это уже панч, бала, да, то есть это 5 качеств. То есть то было 5 способностей, а это 5 качеств. А вот если вы почитаете, допустим, 77-ю сутту в Маджхьима Никае, там как раз перечисляются вот эти все факторы, 37 факторов просветления. Там есть панчиндрия и панчабала. И вот это вот как раз вот эти вот качества. И это уже когда они имеют место, когда вот эти вот 5 факторов становятся мощными и непоколебимыми. Вера, да, вроде бы говоря, как бы, ну, так обыватель может подумать, что, скажем, зачем там араханту вера, да, скажем, да, он же уже и так все знает, во что ему там верить. Но нет. В текстах говорится, что вера, как раз шрада, она у арахантов самая сильная из вообще всех ариев. То есть она только усиливается. Вот. То есть, вера — это такая как бы твердость в пути, это непоколебимость в пути, такая, ну, преданность, что ли, пути, можно так сказать. Там вирия, да, усилие, оно становится, полностью тоже непоколебимым. Дальше оно становится после, вот этого состояния качества, оно становится фактором просветления, там тоже вирия есть. А потом оно становится вообще самоваяма, то есть реализованный в восьмеричном пути правильным усилием. Полностью все нездоровые состояния удаляются. Даже прям даже да, у араханта даже не появляются. Совершенное правильное усилие. Потом, скажем, мы берем э, осознанность. Да-да, она становится, созревая, качеством бала, а потом оно становится фактором просветления, а потом оно становится, опять же, правильной осознанностью в восьмеричном пути. Это сатипатана, то есть мы реализуем 4 сатипатаны, но постепенно это становится уже а, более глубоким состоянием. а, Осознавание всех нюансов бытия, всех нюансов опыта. И мудрость, самадhi, соответственно, да, то есть там тоже и бала, тоже фактор просветления, еще более мощный, мощная стадия. И еще более мощная — это, соответственно, самосамади. То есть это правильное сосредоточение, там и джаны, уже прям буквально один шаг до того, чтобы просто перейти к а, рассмотрению реальности материи и ума, а потом к випассане. А это уже пробуждение, по сути. И мудрость. Мудрость, а, она созревает как качество мощное, да, а потом оно развивается уже в результате ам, практики до состояния араханта. И максимум мудрости, который можно достичь, это состояние Будды. То есть это все вот такой как бы постадийный процесс развития, увеличения мощности вот этих вот вещей, да. То есть мы начинаем с того, что учимся их просто включать, когда нужно, регулировать, а постепенно эти качества, эти способности становятся качествами, и они дальше усиливаются, факторы становятся факторами просветления. Ну, там, какие-то из них присутствуют в списке факторов просветления, какие-то не присутствуют. И дальше уже идет еще более высокий путь, стадия, которая там у араханта имеет место. Таким образом, это вот такой процесс а, постадийного развития, очень четкий на самом деле, четко описанный. Мгм. Окей.
So in the balance, what they have shown mainly, uh, the how to say, the faith should be balanced with wisdom. The effort, like this person asked in the question, effort should be balanced with concentration. Okay. So what that means is, like, for example, if a person, okay, has faith, sometimes they can go even beyond the the level that is needed. So what happens is they might do like very strange things also. For example, like uh, in ancient days also they used to do like self annihilation things, right? Sometimes they do out of devotion, or like, I'm not trying to ridicule anything, but some things like you see, people do. uh, for they used to live like either cows or dogs, no. They thought like they burn away the bad karma, uh, and then they are free. But that doesn't happen like that, no. Then all the cows and the dogs should be enlightened before everything, because their whole life they are living like that, right? Uh, so so these things, and in modern era also we can see people, no. And they like do sometimes they, in some places you see like they hurt themselves. Then even in Sri Lanka we see like it looks like torture, no, and they used to use this as propagandas, but no, it's like their religion customs. They used to put hooks into their body, or like penetrate, no, like they have their method, and they know exactly not to damage, but it's not pleasant, right? And they hang this person, and then like they put all this music and all, and then as devotion, or they walk on fire, right? Even in Buddhist aspect, people sometimes do uh, very crazy thing. uh, they are so caught up in that. So the faith is like the legs, the wisdom is like the eyes. So if you don't have eyes, you can just knock yourself down and get hurt and wounded, even get badly hurt, also damaged, no. But if the only the eyes are there, and if you don't have legs, what happens? See, this person doesn't go anywhere, right? Because they cannot go, right? So
Yeah.
like this, if the more prominence in the wisdom fact, uh, what happens? They try to see everything logical, and the worst part, they become very cunning. They try to like evade and use theories and logics and everything, and they put like huge theories, and they don't do even the smallest thing. For example, I'll say what happens in our country, like you see a person coming and asking for something, then they put all these theories of karma, and they say this is his past karma and so if you know so much about karma, why don't you make some good karma for yourself, right? And make this person's karma even better. But they just use that to avoid it, uh, or show like how intelligent they are. But this is ego, right? They use the factors sometimes of the doctrine. And they, like, one person was trying to start argument with me online, and then but it was out of, they say like this was Aryadhamma Mahatera had told this, no. He said, this is a saying of the Buddha actually. And what he had told, like, yeah, if you knew the benefits of dana, you wouldn't even throw the waste water after washing your plate, because some animal will eat this, right? And even if some non-human animal, or some kind of small single cell being, even if we eat it, you get 100 times the benefit. So uh, so it is not that we are trying to get the benefit, we just know the benefit, right?
Mhm.
Some people do to get the benefit also, but it hinders the harvest. But knowing this, it's more wise, right? So some person just pops up and then tries to like put an argument and say, "Oh, we used to hear like this, but isn't it greed to know to trying to?" I said, "No, no, this venerable and all had told, even the Buddha had told, not to get the benefits because it will hinder the benefits, right? Because there's this mind process of kusala, and then suddenly you want to get, then it's lower, no, not kusala anymore. Then actually it will reduce the effect, no, but it's not that still the people will get something. There were some people who did in ancient times and they did dana and they asked for some crazy things. Like for example, there was this young girl and she did dana and she said like everybody should be attracted to me, and she had to die because of this, no, because everybody was fighting over her, and her wishes came true. And there was another young man, like he, you know what he did? He offered dana and all for Buddhas and silent Buddhas, and he his determination was any lady, even if it's a nun who had taken the highest vows, should break that and come to me uh, to have intimacy. So actually, it started happening, right? But it's not good, no, and very bad karma, no. So these bad wishes also come true actually because of the power of the kusala. But it's not good, and then the highest level of benefit also it's not achieved. Huh? But so then after the explanation and all these things, so this faith, oh, he was trying to put these points in the dhamma, but sometimes you see people, they don't do the slightest thing, even help somebody, no, or even if an animal comes, like they talk of all this philosophy, you don't see them even giving a little bit of water for an animal, right? Even so, this is cunning. They put have all these theories, everything, but you cannot see them doing anything. Huh? So when you see like life forms like Venerable Sariputta and all, he had the utmost wisdom, but he was so compassionate, helping, caring. uh, there was a huge difference in that. So this is the balance of saddha and panya.
Мгм. Мгм.
Okay.
Мгм. Вот из этих 5 факторов, из 5 способностей, должны быть сбалансированы, как мы уже говорили, усилия и, сосредоточение. И вторая пара, это мудрость и вера. Вот эти 2 фактора, они тоже между собой должны быть, сбалансированы. То есть вот это как бы вот 2 такие пары, которые между собой должны балансироваться, да. Это усилие и сосредоточение, и мудрость, и вера. Если веры слишком много, то человек начинает делать какие-то странные вещи на самом деле. То есть, там, например, древние аскеты, скажем, там верили, что если они там будут себя подвергать каким-то мучениям, да и не только древние, сейчас такие есть, то они там достигнут какого-то, ну, какой-то пользы, может быть, там даже а, освобождения, да. Там кто-то там верил, что если он будет вести себя как собака, он тоже там очистит себя от скверны там и так далее. Или там сейчас там люди ходят по углям, потому что верят, что там что-то от этого такое хорошее происходит. И прочие такие вещи. То есть и в практике тоже человек там начинает загоняться по каким-то второстепенным вещам, хотя, ну, потому что он верит, что они важны. Вот. Это с одной стороны, если веры много. А если мудрости как бы много, то человек наоборот, он уклоняется в какие-то интеллектуальные дебри, какое-то философствование, а реально ничего не делает. Вот, скажем, там он много знает о карме, прям все, прочитал все книжки и прочее, прям может там целую лекцию или там кучу лекций прочитать по этому поводу, но сам не делать ничего, чтобы создать благую карму, да, или там а, много знает про дану, про жертвование, но сам даже собаке не подает там воды, когда она хочет пить, или там еды. Вот, то есть да, такие случаи даже у банды бывали, что кто-то из там, людей, которые его, ну, были вот как мы сейчас на встрече, да, онлайн, начинали с ним спорить, да, вот как бы изобретать разные там теории хитрые и так далее. То есть это своего рода хитрость такая, да, то есть человек начинает там всякие а, изощренные схемы интеллектуальные изобретать. Но реально это просто пустое умножение мыслей и все, и которое ни к чему не ведет. На самом деле оно ведет к вреду, да, потому что человек не делает того, что следует делать. Вот, то есть вот эти два фактора должны быть уравновешены. А мудрость, интеллектуальность должна быть уравновешена верой, преданностью пути, да, таким эмоциональной, можно сказать, истовостью следования пути. И с другой стороны, вера всегда должна быть сбалансирована мудростью. То есть мы должны понимать, как бы не дурак ли я, да, то есть не занимаюсь ли я какой-то ерундой. Почему я верю в то, во что я верю, да, то есть постоянно вот как бы проверять свою веру. Вот, то есть вот эти вот таким образом происходит балансирование вот этих двух факторов. Мгм.
So like that, the like this all this time we were talking, the effort and the concentration. Huh? So it's not something we try to do, and then something at some point will happen. For example, you're like you're mixing clay, no? Then you should know why you are mixing the clay, no? For the bricks or the roofing tiles, or no, we should have aim, uh, and then we should know like how much, no, or what for bricks you need this amount of texture. For maybe roofing tiles, you need a different texture, and then you mold it and put it and try to make something, no, either if it's bricks, uh, you don't for days on, people don't just keep trampling or the mixing the clay, right? It
Мгм.
doesn't make anything, no. So like that, like the people who are like just drawing, uh, they didn't know, no, they didn't even check, no, like where it is going, what is happening, no, nothing, just drawing, no. Uh, so they say like we can work hard or we can work wise, no. So likewise, we have to bring and see like where this is leading to. uh, then what is the best thing? uh? For example, what is the best meditation object, or what is really working for me? uh?
Мгм.
Then we see, and then okay, then we feel more comfortable with it. But surely there should be effort, no, otherwise it doesn't happen. uh? If you don't do nothing, nothing happens, right? uh?
Мгм.
So then you see, okay, like I can do this, no, and then for 1 minute, 2 minutes, or few seconds maybe you can stay. Oh, then you know there's concentration here. Then the
Мгм.
confidence and everything builds. huh? Then when it's slowly the concentration part start building, you don't have to like really force yourself to bring back to the object. Not that we are relaxing, huh? But what happens is like because the concentration, there's a balance with the effort and the concentration. Just like you are working somewhere, no, and you get so used to it. Like even driving a car, first you are very tense and all, no, and very difficult. But when you're like very used to it, even your workplace, no, you know all the things, you know all the people around usually, no, and even especially the thing you're doing, you have been doing for years maybe. huh? Then you have, but here we are more like we know like we are focusing more towards something more solid. So these concentrations, okay, then that's why people go from first jhana to second jhana, no? Because it's more powerful and stable.
Mhm.
uh, So the initial part, we have to put more effort to make the breakthrough from the five hindrances. But after it breaks through, it's like the a rocket passes the G-force, no, or the gravity level. Then it's like you don't need so much effort. But it's not just that; the concentration has built up. Or
Mhm.
like the bicycle, no, for example, when the mountain is there, like you use more effort. But when you meet the slope, sometimes and concentration, please tell, it's not about always doing something. Because sometimes you just relax. Actually, you are doing something, but it's not like we are grinding our teeth and huh? So sometimes we just let everything drop, and then we are so relaxed. We are so focused. We are so concentrated, right? So before we were doing many, many more things. We were doing this, we were seeing this, we were doing this work, and it's too much, no? So if concentration was that, uh, proper concentration, we will be satisfied, no? We won't be so tired, we won't be so exhausted, right? Because naturally we do so many things, not only work, no, day to day. We see so many things, we hear so many things, we think so many things, no? All the sensory doors are working consistently. So actually, if somebody is thinking like concentration and all is doing something, then actually we are doing lesser and lesser for that matter. Because just with one, not seeing, not hearing, not tasting, no. So it seems like, come on, you're like, it seems like for a very busy person, you are lazy, no, doing nothing. Even if somebody is just watching the TV and sitting on the couch, people say he's doing nothing, right? But he's doing actually, right? Then this should be even lesser. Huh? So when the concentration builds more and more stronger and stronger, then if a person goes to maybe jhana, then they don't even have to check on the breath or anything. They are just absorbed maybe. Then even lesser. Then if they talk about enlightenment, the mental, the physical process, the verbal process, and the mental process all stop. Then it should be even more lazy on doing nothing, right? But that is high and high concentration and everything together, right? At its very best. So it is not always doing something, and it's not doing nothing also.
Mhm.
But there's a very nice balance to it. And the best way is the practical way. Okay?
Мгм. То есть у нас получается так, что вот вера уподобляется ногам, а мудрость уподобляется глазам, да? То есть вера — это такой драйвер, который движет нас вперед, вперед, но мудрость, она как бы смотрит, куда мы идем. Одно без другого бесполезно. А, если мы практикуем, да, медитацию, мы видим, что у нас, допустим, ну, вера, скажем, если избыток веры, то мы, скажем, там делаем какие-то неимоверные усилия, пилим объект изо всех сил, там, и так далее, но ничего не происходит, как вот те гребцы, которые гребли, да, не отвязав лодку. А, Должна включиться мудрость. То есть мы должны пронаблюдать, а что мы делаем, почему у нас сейчас ничего не происходит в медитации, да. Может быть, ну, у нас усилия слишком сильны, да, а, надо убавить усилия. То есть мы слишком верим в то, что надо усилия прикладывать изо всех сил. И вот мы наблюдаем, мы пробуем с помощью мудрости, пробуем так и эдак, и видим, что да, что ну так лучше. И у нас процесс пошел. То есть мы начинаем балансировать уже. То То есть мы балансируем одновременно, получается, и веру, и мудрость, но одновременно у нас получается и усилия, и сосредоточение балансировать через мудрость и веру. И в итоге мы понимаем, что да, может быть, там на начальных стадиях практики нужно поработать немножко побольше, да, приложить усилия, но потом уже усилий столько не требуется, да, как ракета, когда она взлетает, она сначала очень много там энергии тратит и там, топлива и так далее, а потом, когда она вышла на орбиту, ей вообще топлива не требуется, да, она просто вращается. И здесь то же самое, что и оказывается, что на каком-то этапе надо вообще отпустить усилия и оставаться вот в этом вот потоке, да, как бы вот буквально прям вот как планер, да, вы знаете, планирующие такие самолеты без двигателя, они планируют. И вот просто ты планируешь, ты остаешься в этом вот потоке восходящего воздуха, да, который поймал. Вот. То есть здесь нельзя сказать, что тоже нет усилий в этом. Да, они какие-то есть, но они просто такие очень тонкие. Вот, и на каждой новой стадии их как бы все меньше и меньше. И, то есть этот процесс, нельзя сказать, что он, а, подразумевает все время усилия, да, пахоту, но нельзя сказать, что он вообще без усилий. Процесс медитации имеется в виду. То есть должно быть все сбалансировано. Мгм. Окей.
Yeah. So I think that's a good answer you gave, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Okay. So,
There's a
w
question here in the
ah,
chat.
yeah, yeah, about Dalai Lama.
Ah, yeah, yeah. So please still I don't know for fact, and I have not heard why they call him a Buddha because he's the Dalai Lama, right? That's like a post, no, like we say the abbot, no, or the chief, no, like
Mhm,
so there are many Dalai. They say the first Dalai Lama, second Dalai Lama, third Dalai, no, like that they say,
mhm,
no.
mhm,
So it's kind of like no, like a how to say you give something like the pop, no. But what I know is like this is a very powerful person, uh, and who tries to do a huge service, no, to the world, and uh, and they are very spiritually also they are very powerful, in concentration parts and lot of things. And the second thing, we don't know why we cannot say like arahanta because they talk of reincarnations, no. So uh, we don't know no, how to say of arahanta. So they say you have to become arahanta to see your arahanta, right? So then in that case, they won't have this thing of rebirth as another next Dalai Lama or something, no? So, but they say that they strive for Buddhahood, and according to the doctrine and all, there cannot be two Buddhas at the same time, not even silent Buddhas, no? And I have not heard like he's proclaiming to be a Buddha. Maybe people can say many things, no? But he never proclaims because he also goes and bows to the Buddha statues, right? He pays respects, no? So, so I think he also acknowledges the Buddha. Uh, so and surely people know like there cannot be two Buddhas at the same time, not even a silent Buddha, no, in the time of Sammasambuddha. So if they are talking about reincarnation and you see these uh, Dalai Lamas, they go and they find them, no, from there. If they pass away, they try to track them and find, and then they have these ways of finding from these children. They try to give the things the former Dalai Lama used, no? and then see what this is very small children, no, and they see what they pick up from many objects, and then they see, and usually they are very high in intellect and many things, and there's a very tough process they have to go to undergo, no. So it's not just they present them with the title, yeah. So it's many things, and but we cannot say like this is a Buddha, uh, or we don't know if this, maybe in this life they are enlightened or become arahanta, but then surely they won't be born again. Then they cannot talk about reincarnation or rebirth, because later the idea of reincarnation, yeah, if it's like materiality and mentality, because Buddha, how say, disclaimed this, because one time a venerable Sata, he tried to link up. He said, Bhante, he was like acting like he found something new, right? Like some scientist finds, I found this, no. So he was like spreading this ideology, and he was very proud of it, no. And he said like it's it's not just one. He said like it's the occurrence of consciousness uh, that came from bodhisattva time to Buddhahood, the reoccurrence, no, or the occurrence of like one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, no.
Mhm. Mhm.
But there's a continuation of that.
Mhm.
Huh? So it is in a way like it's very like logical, and then no, like seems, no. So then Buddha heard from the monks, and Lord Buddha called him. No, surely he knows the answers, but he wanted to see and give this person also a chance, right? Uh, so he asked, no, what is this you say? So he said, I think this is like this. No, yes. So he asked the Buddha, why do you say such? Because venerable, like from the bodhisattva's consciousness uh, came, and then one after the other, one after the other, one after the it came in a like a structured way, and one there was a continuity, and that led to become a Buddha. So Buddha asked him, have I ever told you some such thing? He said, no, no. So Buddha actually like how to say, he disclaimed him and said, you Moga Purusha, you foolish man. Uh, like you don't even have the warmth of right view, the warmth of right view. So he was like really like strict on that. He really trashed it, but it seems like very intellect and very close to reality, right? And it seems like okay, this was bodhisattva, and here they are evolving of consciousness, not physicality or anything, but evolving of consciousness, which was lined up, and it became more stronger and stronger and stronger, became Buddha. But no, right? What arise, it passes away, and it's no more. Okay, there could be effect that brings the other, but this is totally new. Huh? New life, new moment, everything. So then it's very difficult, or cannot actually talk about a reincarnation. Reincarnation means there's some process that associated, and it brings kind of like the similar things, no, up
Mhm.
again.
Mhm.
Huh?
Mhm.
A rebirth is another story. Huh? So there are other things like we have to take in mind. Huh? And then I have not heard this venerable Dalai Lama talking that he's a Buddha.
Mhm.
Please
Me too.
ask like where he, no, you also have not heard, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe people consider, they can say no anything, they even they take the statue and they call it Buddha, no, like the one with the big belly, and then they think like they have in the shops and all. uh, they call him laughing, but Buddha, but people call it Buddha, but it's Buddha. uh, so then it's but supposed to bring fortune, no. So so people can say many things, no. And they can claim themselves as a Buddha also, but in reality it's not the case. and if it's arahanta, that's totally fine. Then according to what they say or how they practice, so then his life, he won't be born again. There won't be any rebirth process, no? If we are
Mhm,
talking about that reincarnation and all, then it's difficult to think they will become arahant.
мгм, мгм.
Okay.
Да, вопрос в чате был про Далай-ламу, то есть почему его называют, так сейчас я прочитаю точно его, А, почему Далай-лама называется Буддой, то есть его называют Буддой, а, он является ли он арахантом? Значит, Бханте говорит следующее, что Далай-лама, а, вообще говоря, Бханте не слышал никогда, чтобы Далай-лама называл себя Буддой. Я тоже не слышал, кстати. И, может быть, его кто-то называет Буддой, но это уж люди много чего говорят, и это уже как бы больше их проблема. Вот, то есть сам Далай-лама себя, по-моему, Буддой не называл никогда. Вот. М, Он, Далай-лама, ну, в плане практики, насколько Банте знает, он весьма мощный человек, да, вот. То есть это, ну, наверняка он проделывает очень большую работу служения на благо людей, на благо общества. Это тоже факт. Вот. Арахант ли он? Ну, как бы это вполне может быть, с одной стороны, но с другой стороны, если он арахант, то он тогда больше не переродится. Вот, а если мы говорим, что он потом опять родится, ну, вы знаете вот эту всю историю, что происходит постоянное как бы перерождение Далай-лам, да, то есть это как бы вот одна, это как ее, ну вот поток явлений, да, он один, это одна индивидуальность, да, вот это вот перерождается, да, а первый Далай-лама, второй, третий, четвертый, сейчас 14. Вот, то есть если мы говорим об этом, то, соответственно, получается, что они тогда не араханты, потому что они перерождаются. А, ну, э, соответственно, непонятно. И плюс вся эта история ну, опять же, непонятно, как и Далай-лама-то, собственно, он сам лично к этому относится. Вот. Вся эта история с вот этими вот перерожденцами, она, соответственно, тоже попахивает на самом деле немножко противоречием учению, потому что она попахивает реинкарнацией. Да? А реинкарнация и перерождение — это разные вещи. То есть реинкарнация подразумевает, что некая постоянная штука, вот она вот перерождает. Есть некий постоянный такой человек, который перерождается из жизни в жизнь. Вот. Была такая сутта, в которой там один монах, умный такой весь, как бы очень в плане интеллекта продвинутый, он такую теорию выдвинул, что есть некий, ну да, вот, допустим, сознание, оно там появляется, исчезает и так далее, но это такой как бы вот поток сознаний, да, вот он так появляется, исчезает, но он непрерывный в этом вот своем появлении, исчезновении, вот, и он постепенно эволюционирует. И постепенно вот он проэволюционировал, скажем, Будды от состояния бодисатты до Будды. Вот, и, собственно, вот Будда — это вот уже вот этот вот проэволюционировавший поток сознания. Вот, и Будда его вызвал к себе и как бы полностью опроверг вот это вот представление и сказал, что в этом представлении нет даже капли правды. Вот, соответственно, вот в данном случае есть немножко такой какой-то привкус вот таких взглядов. А, Они, возможно, имеют место. Вот, ну, то есть мы можем точно сказать, что Далай-лама весьма продвинутый человек в плане практики, что он очень большую делает работу, большое служение для общества, для людей, на благо людей. Вот, арахант ли он может быть, Будда ли он, ну, как бы, а, люди многое говорят, но он себя никогда так не называл, вроде как. По крайней мере, мы с Бантой не слышали об этом таким образом. Мгм.
So please tell Oleg like bonus edition, no? Like I very shortly, like I like to share like two experience that happened within this week. Maybe this will help our friends, no, like the spiritual friends here or anybody listening, no. So one thing, there was this person who talked to me. Yeah? So it's kind of interesting because this person, I don't want to tell any country or anything, and this person was doing very well in business, and he was in a very high place, and then he wanted to expand, and then he went to another country, and then for many years, like 9 years, he was under huge trauma, and everything started crashing. Then now he's in a Middle East country, which is very rich and all that. But then suddenly somehow or other he connected. No, so I don't know anything about business. No, I'm not a businessman or entrepreneur or something. No, and so I'm just telling if we know meditation, we can help ourselves and other people also. uh, because the basics are the same. You don't have to be in that field. I don't know anything about business, no. And he was like really shattered, no, and broken. And he said, I feel like everything is crumbling down. He has a child, he has a wife, huh? And he seems a good person, no. I don't know his past or anything, but doesn't really matter, right? Huh? And his religion, no, I don't know anything of this. Huh? So he told his what happened and how he's feeling and everything. He sees like everything is becoming dark. He feels anxiety. He's now not doing anything. He's working online, but every project he starts trying to do, and he's the mental state is very low. Huh? So the very easiest thing is like we can go to the basics now, huh? And then each human mind has similarities. So through meditation, what we are doing is we are trying to see it doesn't matter who they are, male, female, or which country, which place, no, how they were, huh? Or anything like that. So if you see their moment and what happens now, huh? So I said like in how to say Dhamma and all, it's very easy. Modern psychology, counseling, they branch it out to many, many. But if you feel anxious, or the mind is gloomy, because sometimes loba chitta, for example, you get some nice food, no, you feel happy, because loba is associated with somanas also, but those are always gloomy, dark. You feel like very frustrated, agitated, no, it's not pleasant. Those are no anger. So very easy to categorize. Buddha put it in such a nice way. Not all this confusion comes. He just put it into two categories, which is definitely associated with ignorance. No, so I just told okay, like uh, and very easy to put it. I said many things like if you feel the mind is dark and gloomy and agitated and frustrated, even if you feel some sadness, no, then it's usually associated with dosa, anger, because the mind is rejecting. Either it's from the past, it's from the future, uh, or sadness because I had so much, so much, so much, so much. Now I don't have anything. Oh, what will happen to me? What will happen to my family? No, and how can I go back to my stage? Which I was in the peak. So anxiety is there. So it's all like associated with those, and then very easy to put the example. Though we don't know the traits or anything, uh, it's like a person who climbed the Everest. I told. Okay, you already conquered the Everest, no? And but you came down from the mountain. You cannot live up the mountain. No, you have to come down at some time. And now maybe it's some African Mount Kilimanjaro or anything, no? Like another new mountain. Though you have gone to the highest peak, now this is a new mountain, right? Huh? So you have to start and then start the journey up again. It doesn't matter if you are the best climber in the world, no? The world record hold. But you have to still climb this, right? And if you don't climb it or go, you won't go up, no? Huh? So so then it's very easy to implement that into meditation. Because every moment he has to try and give that effort and start working. So all the negativity and all these things starts coming to his meditation now. But in a microscopic level, if he can fix it, it will definitely fix his life. He'll be more positive, no? And he can overpower or come to the present moment. So the basic instructions were like do loving kindness meditation to remove. And he was very happy after that. He sat and meditated, and he was like so excited, but it was just loving kindness no concentration, nothing. He felt a lot of relief. Huh? And then we did some breathing meditation, how to say it and all this. But he was like a kid who got a new thing to do, no? He was like, because other every day he stays at home, his wife goes to work, and then he does the family things also sometimes, and he was bored and frustrated, no? And this is the time actually before a job he has some time to do, because after he gets caught up in some job, he won't have this kind of time also. This is something he also said, huh? So now, like he was then if he can, then it was just metta meditation, the breath, just a simple breath, nothing else. That will bring him to the present moment, and being mindfulness of whatever he's doing, and then left right, just to burn the frustrations and everything, left right of walking meditation. So we can even help a person like whom we have no clue even of what they are doing, no, like in a like a profession, no. But if you bring it to the human state and then see the mind and matter and how they are working, huh, then it's very easy to help another person also, and definitely to help ourselves also. This is one thing I want to share, huh? So this happened in the this week, no.
Mhm. Mm. Wonderful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
No, no, anybody can do, anybody can do. So we can help
Mm.
other many other people also, and especially ourselves, like we think we are stuck and this problem that problem and all these things, then but we can come out of it, and then when we come out of it, we know how to help other person also. We can help you, try this, you do this, no.
Mhm.
We don't have to stick to religion or anything to that. We were not talking like religious things and this is this, no, nothing like that. I don't know what is religion even.
Мгм. Мгм. Окей. Бханте, просто напоследок хотел такую историю рассказать, что не так давно некий человек, ну, как бы вышел на него, да, он даже не знает, Бханте не знает, какой он религии принадлежит, из какой он страны. Вот, но суть в том, что этот человек, бизнесмен, он там много работал, достиг определенного там капитала, так сказать, благосостояния. И в какой-то момент вот у него что-то все как-то пошло наперекосяк. То есть он попал в аварию, он с семьей как-то у него тоже начались проблемы с бизнесом и так далее. И он начал пребывать вот в постоянной депрессии, в таком мрачном состоянии ума. И, ну, это, в общем-то, вроде как и вполне понятно. Вот он связался с Банте, чтобы тут ему как-то помог. Ну, естественно, Банте ничего не знает про бизнес, то есть в бизнесе он никак не мог ему помочь. он знает в медитации, так сказать, да, и он с ним начал рассуждать, что вот все вот эти тяжелые состояния, даже если это грусть, если там тоска и прочее, это все доса. То есть, если у человека много ломки, то есть жажды, жадности, да, то у него бывают приятные моменты. На самом деле, там, допустим, он ест какую-то вкусную пищу, и ему приятно. То есть это соманаса, это приятное чувство. Вот, то есть в этом случае такое бывает. А вот если у человека доса постоянно по жизни, то там ничего приятного нет. Доса — это прям непрестанное, неприятное состояние. Вот, то есть это доса. Соответственно, противоядие доса, то есть адоса — это метта. И, соответственно, в качестве противоядия необходимо практиковать метту. И этот человек, он даже как бы, собственно, медитацию меттой не практиковал, он просто вот повторял эти слова, он представлял это все и так далее. И у него это состояние мрачное начало проходить, и он очень был воодушевлен этим фактом, да, и это пробудило в нем интерес к дальнейшей практике. То есть мы, изучая, практикуя медитацию, мы изучаем, как работает наш собственный ум, мы помогаем себе, но через это мы сможем помочь и другим тоже, каждый из вас. То есть так это работает. То есть мы тем самым делаем вообще жизнь людей лучше. Вот таким образом. Мгм.
And I want to share another thing today. Like
Мгм.
there was this person in the Sri Lankan group, but he always does something else. Like for few months now, before it was very difficult. Even he couldn't sort out. I'm not putting him down. This is what happened. So it is kind of tough also, and he always does something else. First, it was so difficult even to figure what he really wants, likes to practice. uh, and then he used to listen to other people's ones, and he used to do that. So finally, now we come like, okay, now we tried many things. So just give this a try. So I just told him, the beads, right? Uh, beads. So usually this beads has like in here and all we have like 108, 100. So in Myanmar, many places I don't know, I don't even didn't know how to use this before. But I also really like it. Uh, and in I was so surprised and happy. In Myanmar, you see these very famous ancient seados or teachers. Many of them used to carry these beads, in their hand, and I was so happy, just to see because I had no idea, and I was like just carrying this around. uh, and then because this you can do, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many, and it doesn't matter. Like there are the small ones, no, like smaller, uh, and then these are the bigger ones, and there are bigger ones also. So usually they are like 108. uh. So this actually worked for me also. I have maybe or like I have told you, no. So the idea was breathing. You can do with metta meditation or any other meditation. huh? So each bead accounts to the practice we do. For example, if you do metta meditation, even like Aryadam Mahathera, and they used to use this, they used to use it. So, uh, for example, if somebody is practicing metta meditation, because I was thinking today, uh, this came when I was talking to him, but I have told this before, but then if you are telling a person, you can implement the meditation in their day-to-day life, and this is the real meditation.
Мгм.
And if we can implement the breath with our day-to-day activities, or metta meditation for that matter, why can we not implement it with the beads, right? It is not some of my fine people have been doing this, no, for a long time. Only that I realized it today, no. But I did this before, so we can, if we are telling like you can do with day-to-day life things, and that is the true meditation, real in practical, why can we not use something like this? No, it is a possibility. And there are some these things I really caught today when you were discussing with him, and he said he really wants to try it. So I'm just telling, if somebody has a hard time, huh, just see, it could be anything. If you, even if you have cross here, no problem, doesn't matter, because each traditions have this, right? Huh? We just need something to have a count. We cannot be watching the clock. So I'll tell you how this is possible. Okay, so say you're doing metta meditation. Huh? May I be free from anger, free from mental pain, free from physical pain, free from be happy and peaceful. Huh? Use for this four one beat. Huh? Just idea, just see. And if anything creeps up in your mind, don't cross this, don't change it. Okay, mind, you go back to number one. Huh? No chance for you, no. So if we, like, we don't give any excuses or any loopholes or anything. If this doesn't go, you stay and you do it again, repeat. So we are trying to put, we were talking this, we are trying to not to say like, because in Buddha's example also, Buddha says like a post and a rope, right? It is not thinking, oh, the wild bull will come at some point to the post and sit down and relax, no. It is tied to the post, no. So no chance, right? Because the rope is long, it can kick and turn and run, no. But uh, but the thing is, it will come and get stuck at the post sometime. So anything, when you give a structure to the mind, even if it rejects it first, but later it accepts, no. It starts accepting even some things in day-to-day life, or things around us, we start accepting, no. Uh, so we can use that same theory, and then one by one we pass this. Maybe the whole hour we cannot finish it, but at least if you have crossed 10 beats, you know you did it properly without any distraction. For breathing meditation, okay, there's a nice count also, it really worked for me also. There's a count which I was calculating now just to explain. So each beat up to 8. uh, in breath 1, in breath out breath 1, in breath 2, out breath 2, up to 8. uh, so this has 108, no. So even if something creeps within maybe the 7th breath, no way, this beat doesn't go anywhere. You do start from 1. So first the mind is, come on, just one thought, two thought. These are the slipping points that I saw even in that person. And then he starts doing something else, or some other practice, or just wanders in the mind. So this keeps our mind intact. huh? So if you see, and then we can have a calculation of the time also with this. So how to say, like, if you say this is as 108. So 8 multiplied by 108, it will be like 860 something, no? Uh, So then if you think, okay, one moment, 1 second, uh, one. So then for 1 hour, 60 multiplied by 60, it will be like 3,600, right? So 3,600 divided by 864 something, with 4 point something. uh, So that means if you can go 4 rounds, that's perfect. But I also couldn't go 4 rounds, to be honest. First, I couldn't go even single round. uh, So, but a whole 3 rounds is perfect. If you can go 4 rounds, that means for 1 hour, 20, 20, 20, four, sorry, 15, 15, 15, 4 segments. If you miss one in the first quarter, and then if you become, if one round goes very smoothly, or for 15 minutes you had a proper mindfulness set. If you can do 3 rounds, or if you reduce, okay, I 4 rounds is too much. My target is 3 rounds of this. Huh? So then within the 20 minutes, if you were like, if you went one whole round without any disturbance, you know, like 20 minutes, I had solid concentration, right? Huh? So in a way, we don't have, we can have nice knowledge about the time also
Mhm.
within that. Huh? And this is something like, oh, it's not like, oh, it's like riding the bicycle. Like first you have the supporting wheels, and maybe some adult, your brother or father or mother or somebody is supporting you. Huh? So if the wheels are like the words we use, this is like some adult holding it from behind. But later, for me also this happened. After some time, when you look back, nobody's holding the bicycle. Huh? But for that, this for me also, first I could do a single round. I'm just telling, if somebody's struggling and having difficulties or something, please try this also and see. Use some, it doesn't have to be exactly 108. They divide it by the meditation and see. Then you can have, see, okay, for 1 hour, if it's like, if this is 8, if you are talking about 4, if this is just 4 for metta meditation, maybe 8 rounds, right? Huh? So you can have an idea in the mind without looking at a watch or clock or anything. Later things start happening naturally, yeah. But I'm just telling, if somebody is having some difficulty or anything, uh, a way of trying to work it out. Huh?
Mhm.
So then please see, like, uh, the round amount of rounds you can cover. Huh? Then later what happens is, very smoothly this just starts going. And I there was a person who told me, Bhante, this really is working. Before they were telling this is not there. How can you have one moment 8 times? No, like for 1 second, how to have the breath even doesn't work so fast. No, but actually the count is working. When you really practice, you can see. Uh, So we think of maybe one breath, and like that will take 1 second. Or no, how can you have eight? But it is possible, and you can clearly see when you practice. Huh? So the idea, we take 1 second, but it happens. It could be less or more, but the calculation happens like that. Yeah. In later stages, even for people who are jhana, there's something called 14 ways. Huh? So then you have to practice in 14 ways, from first jhana to the eighth jhana, and it becomes faster and faster. And within a time frame of a second, the mind can go from first jhana to the eighth jhana. And then in a second stage, you bring from the eighth jhana to the first jhana. In the third method, you bring from 1 to 8, and then 8 to 1, both together in the sequence.
Mhm.
So then there are different patterns. So if people can do those kind of things, why can we not do some simple thing like being with the breath? No, if they
Mhm.
can do this called 14 ways, or
Mhm.
Chuddha Savasi they call, because it's a mastery of the jhana.
Mhm.
The mind can work so fast.
Mhm.
Huh? So please tell Oleg, like, if somebody can try this also and see, they can
Mhm.
use even a necklace or something, or some kind of bead. It doesn't have to be 108. uh, just see, like, according to the if breathing up to 8, uh, then each pebble becomes like one calculation of 8. If it's metta meditation, bring like uh, 4 here, no, the 4 verses. Use something to just keep, and you can figure it out, no, and then see how many rounds you can do within 1 hour. Calculate it, divide it by 3600, divided by the amounts of meditation, and then see, then it will come to some figure, no, like for this it became 4. So then if the 4 is the highest, no, I should like at least target for 3, no, but still in the first time maybe you cannot do even one round. Doesn't matter. Huh? But then later you can divide it by the time, and then even if we don't know, like we can have an idea of the time also without any alarm or bell or anything. And then the best thing, okay, you didn't go all the 104, even 10 solid things. You know, at least in that 10, you had a perfect uh, mindfulness. Nothing, no involvement, nothing in that. Then later, what happens is it starts growing, and then the rapidity starts, and you'll be amazed how it can be done. And the best thing, when you can do like 2 rounds, 3 rounds, and all, suddenly you see like the bicycle. When you look back, the elder person or brother, or father, or mother, they had let go, and you are riding on your own. No? First, you think they are like holding and not letting you fall. Then you see, like, you don't need the counting, you don't need the mala or the beat. You are perfect with this. Uh, so it's just a approach or like a tool, uh, just for us to be with the breath, more involvement. It's like you do lot of things at home, then you spend more time at home, right? If you are doing a lot of things at the town or the workplace, then you spend more time at the workplace, no? Because you're more involved, you have more things to do. So in practicality, if you can implement breath with day-to-day thing, why can we not implement? Because this is for a good thing, no? Then later, surely it will go and you can just be with the breath, just like the counting, just like using of the word. uh, So then after that, you don't need anything. Then it will be lit up. Then it will be so far. Even if you think of some kusala, it becomes brighter. It becomes stronger.
Mhm.
Then it yeah really like even if you think of some kusala, it's like the
Oh, you're frozen. Бханте, в общем, рассказывал про то, что для некоторых людей могут помочь четки для того, чтобы привнести практику в повседневную жизнь. То есть мы можем взять, ну, например, дыхание. У нас дыхание мы считаем от 1 до 8 и перемещаем вот одну бусину в четках, да. И если у нас появляется какая-то отвлекающая мысль, любая, даже малейшая, мы возвращаемся в начало. Но если мы, скажем, там какое-то количество четок, бусинок прошли, там 10, например, не отвлекаясь, мы уже знаем, что вот этот вот отрезок у нас был безупречен. Вот, и постепенно у нас весь круг, ну, там, например, 108 бусинок, как правило, дается, мы пройдем, и это уже будет огромное достижение. То есть без отвлечений там 8 дыханий, да, умножить на 108, это большое количество времени. Мы будем без отвлечения абсолютно. То же самое с метой, да, то есть там вот 4 фразы меты повторили мысленно, бац, одну четку, одну бусинку передвинули и так далее. То есть мы таким образом можем вот тренировать. Это как велосипед детский с 2 маленькими колесами по сторонам, который нас поддерживает. Вот мы там ездим, на нем ездим, а потом вдруг бац, оказывается, что мы можем уже без колес этих вспомогательных ездить, уже просто на велосипеде. Вот точно так же четки работают. И тут главная функция это привнесение практики в повседневную жизнь. Ну, в наших условиях я не знаю, насколько это будет как бы уместно так с четками бродить везде. Люди, наверное, не так поймут. Но в целом вот сам этот инструмент четкий, они могут очень сильно помочь. Это такой инструмент, который позволяет и контролировать, что у нас происходит в уме. С одной стороны, совершенствовать практику, и с другой стороны, мы и время тоже таким образом, без всякого таймера, можем отслеживать. Вот, то есть мы знаем, что там такое-то количество бусин, это у нас столько-то времени. То есть, ну, со временем мы засечем и будем знать. То есть это большое подспорье, но не для всех, но, по крайней мере, попробовать стоит. Вот, то есть четкие работают для многих людей. Вот, так что попробуйте. Мгм.
Okay. So
Мгм.
please tell like it's not, don't like think too much. Just trying to like we are trying to use something uh, to help us, no? Like keep on track. But later
Мгм.
you can relinquish all this and then be with the real meditation object also. Real means like be with the totally be with the meditation. But these are like help, like to like the bicycle is supported by a elder, and then there
Мгм.
are supporting wheels also, no? But
Мгм.
actually riding the bicycle is not the supporting wheels or the person help holding at the back, no, not letting the bicycle fall. uh. But later this child or adult or anybody like they 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 will even remove the wheels, and they don't even need the uh, focus so much on the balance. Even they can even let go of their hand, and some people even play tricks on the bike, no. So then they will be very skilled. But before that, to help the training process and all these things, we can use many things, no. So it's just another tool. So
Мгм.
this I we were talking with this person also, and finally, please tell all like with him also in the Jataka Pali. I it just came to my mind. There was a nice thing, and it was used in many occasions in different examples of that. So there was this bird's nest burning, uh, and then it was said a nice verse, and it actually helped the person in that Jataka tale to escape from some kind of punishment also. uh. So I don't remember the other things, but just like I was telling this person also, uh, like the things that like the bird's nest, no, it's just example. uh. So it the same things that make us alive or live can be the cause that makes us die. uh. So likewise, the bird's nest is like the place they live, right? And even the babies and every eggs and everything, no? But if it catches, like they saw a bird and the nest and everything catching on fire. huh? So likewise, there was another example in the same, like a house burning, no? So they looked at this thing and said like to live and die was the same reason.
Мгм.
uh. So likewise, even our bodies and everything, even the four elements. First, because to become younger, stronger, healthy, no, and all these things, the same reason. But later, the same reason start playing, uh, and then, uh, for example, the phlegm, no, or the watery, or the water element in the body, or the stiffness, no, or how to say, even the air, no, then all these things, or inflammation, or anything, no, or the heat, like this gentleman Anathapindika, he explained, no, he was a Sotapanna, right, and he had done like massive kusala, right. Uh,
Мгм.
but he also had to go through like lot of things in his moment, no, of this end of this life. Uh, so he was very mindful and explained. So please tell like even other external causes. It could be anything, no, like relationships, money, a car, no. So any reason that even some food, no, some people can choke on some food which was supposed to keep them alive, right? Even some water, no, people drown in water, no. So I'm just telling. So as quickly as possible, even use some simple technique like that, the beat or anything. It doesn't matter. It could be some of your jewelry, no. Just see, use something, but don't use like one person I told this that they took like a Christmas decoration, which has like 300. That is too much in a way, It will be like meters long, So just take something around 100 or something, or even smaller. And then if you take like a count of 100, then easy, you have exact figure. I'm sure. And this person never told like she used it again now. It was just like a kid getting some toy, and then she found the biggest one she could, because that was a pattern. Every time she tries to go do something big, so she found the biggest beads, which was a Christmas decoration, And she said, "Oh, Bhante, I got this. This has like 300 beads. Come on, no, that's too much." Uh, So say have a countable one. Then maybe 100 is fine. Then divide it by the numbers and see how many rounds per hour. Then use something or some tool, because in our country or any place we have no guarantee. And the same reasons we were looking for could be the reason, like in this Jataka tale, for our demise, no? And some people, like you see, no, family situations, and they do something bad for themselves or others, no? So the same reason they turn the opposite to us. It could be anything, no? Even the water, the food, no? Uh, so even the air we breathe, right? So please, let's all like focus more on enlightenment and use any technique, possible and available, and quickly, because these are now we are just still doing the things that were possible to do in times when there are no Buddhas even. We are still going around these things, but there's like a huge. This is what exactly is the translation I told this person like few hours ago, uh, because he is also now elderly, and you never know, right? So best thing is like to focus and go. uh, so then we have these things that really the Buddhas bring to save people or free them from suffering. That is the ultimate reality. Uh, so we should like we can quickly pass the stages of like going to Chitta Visuddhi, freeing your mind from the uh, hindrances and going quickly towards Vipassana and enlightenment. No, that is the only safe place. Otherwise, there's no safety, no, anywhere. So let us all like put more virya for that matter, no, and for the five indriyas will make them more dominant, and try to focus on enlightenment, no.
Мгм. И Бханте напоследок говорит, что вот в одной из чаток есть такая аналогия с птицей, которая оказывается в своем гнезде, но гнездо начинает гореть. И мы подобны этим птицам, потому что гнездо наше тоже горит. И те же причины, которые привели нас к рождению, они приведут нас к смерти. То есть мы рождены из элементов наше тело, и потом эти же элементы в итоге там какие-то из них придут в избыток, и мы в итоге, собственно, придем к смерти. Или там мало ли что может случиться, там люди бывают просто, а, скажем, принимают еду или пьют воду, она попадает не в то горло, и, пожалуйста, человека асфиксия, и человек умирает. То есть от той же причины, которая вроде как должна приносить жизнь, наоборот, поддерживать жизнь. Поэтому нам необходимо приложить все усилия, чтобы сбалансировать вот эти вот 5 способностей в практике и реализовать ее всеми возможными способами, которые нам доступны, четкие, там, все что угодно использовать, только чтобы быть с объектом, только чтобы практиковать тут перед нами сейчас стоит задача читтависудхи, да, то есть очищение ума от препятствий, вот, и бежать изо всех сил к освобождению. Мгм.
Oh, please tell Oleg, I would like to thank everybody for everything. And I bless and pray every day that may all of you be safe and protected, and for everybody to reach enlightenment very soon. No?
Мгм.
So please tell that also.
Мгм. Мгм. Окей. И Бханте благодарит всех еще раз, да, я сегодня вот в чате писал за Дану, за то, что, несмотря на тяжелые времена, вы находите средства, чтобы присылать Дану, и Бханте продолжает, ну, вы понимаете, что он до вот буквально там вчерашнего, что ли, дня даже не был в курсе, что ему кто-то что-то присылает, то есть он не ожидал даже этого всего. Вот, и он продолжает молиться за наше благополучие, за то, чтобы все с нами было хорошо, чтобы мы все достигли просветления таким образом. Саду, саду,
Yeah,
саду. Thank you
thank
very
you very
much.
much.
Bhante.
Thank you for having me also, and have a very good rest. And we practice hard
Yeah,
and go towards enlightenment.
Всем отдыха, всем всего самого наилучшего и а, практиковать, да, вплоть до освобождения. Вот. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Have a good night
Yeah,
and a
you
good
too.
rest.
Yeah, same to you. Bye bye.
Good night, dear. Okay, see you soon.